Hail everyone, and welcome to episode 13 of Forging Fandom. Now listen, I know a lot of you are going to be new viewers for a special reason. You're here to see Jeremy, but I'd like to endear you to us a bit first. We all came together because we all met up in Orlando, or most of us at least, some of us, this last February at the Geeks and Gamers meetup. So I'd like to introduce everyone. Johnny, what's up, man? How have you been?
Yo, what's up, y'all? I'm just still streaming retro games, still far behind on everything modern. So I don't know, I'm probably gonna reach in my 80s before I catch up to Switch games.
So Johnny's the only happy one here. Got it. All miserable.
Johnny's always happy, besides when he's dropping Johnny Woods, but no Johnny Woods tonight, guys.
I'm behind movies too, everyone roasts me on that too.
Guys, we've got Beardo Saggy Waffles joining us tonight.
Waffy, I'm a soggy waffy.
Saggy Waffy.
Saggy waffy.
Soggy, whatever.
He cuts me up into itty bitty pieces, and I get stuck in his beard.
How does it be pronounced? Saggy waffy or waffy?
Waffy, soggy waffy. Oh, I put saggy. I'm retarded.
Yeah, you put saggy.
I meant to put
Saggy
soggy.
That just makes it better, okay?
Soggy waffy. Yeah.
And Left Eye Ego's back again. Hopefully not sick this time.
Dude, I had such a killer migraine. I am so sorry I had to bolt on.
No, you're good.
I finally got it under control. Thanks for bringing me back. I appreciate it.
How's your camera this time?
And the best mod ever, Naganal in the center.
How's it going? I'm been good. Just modding a lot of channels.
Best job out there. And Trees, what's up, man?
What's going on, guys? Good to see y'all.
And listen, tonight we have a very special guest. His name's Hoodie D, and he's watching Furiosa right now, but he's going to be back, and he's going to be here to give his full review of it. But we also have another guest. He's an up-and-coming YouTuber. You might have heard of him. His name is D-Day Cobra. Jeremy, what's up, man?
Hey, guys. How's everybody doing?
What's up, Jeremy? What's going on, man?
I'm good. I appreciate you guys. Sorry I'm a little late. Had to cover the Trump rally, but now we're here and happy to be here. So look at that MMA Crease King. I ain't seen you since Anime Matsuri, right? I remember.
Hey, your number one black friend is in the building, baby. How you doing, man?
You know, if I keep having black friends, they're not going to be able to call me racist. So we might need to slow down on this.
You're running out of black people to pay to pretend to be your friend, bro.
But yeah, but happy to be here, guys. Happy to be here.
What's up, Jeremy?
What's going on, guys? Got Johnny the Whiz Kid in the house. Beardo Soggy Waffy. Dude. when he said waffy, I swear I'm not lying when I said I was walking through Walmart the next day because Tugs does the clips for us. She clipped it out, put it on the Geeks and Gamers clips Twitter, and I'm walking through Walmart with my headphones on, and I'm just like dying laughing, and people are just like, what the hell's wrong with this guy? I could not stop laughing because he's like, shut the fuck up, and then as soon as we shut up so he could talk, he's like the waffy, and you knew as soon as he said waffy, the memes were going to be nonstop.
Oh, that's what it was all about.
It was legendary, dude. Like,
it's so good.
He made the whole he realized at that moment.
Yeah.
Like he looked down for a solid 5 seconds in shame.
And we know that, we know, as streamers, just because of the audience that we have, and this is a good thing, but most streamers, they have normal people watching them. We have a bunch of fucking memers watching us. So every mistake, we're like, damn it, I'm gonna give meme to hell. And we already know it. And that's the best part of this whole little kind of sphere we're in, is it's just everybody makes fun of everybody, which is what life is supposed to be. Make fun of each other, talk shit, have fun, don't take it too seriously, and move on with your life. That's what we need more of on the internet.
Treat life like a comedy. Like my mom keeps saying, you got to learn to laugh with yourself.
You do.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's true.
Absolutely.
Bro, I work in construction. They'll spit you out alive if you can't take a joke.
Yeah.
That's just how guys are.
It is. So when I hear all of these people are like, wait, be nicer. It's like, shut the fuck up. It's so bad. Look at this guy.
Yeah, that's what we do. It's forging fandom. We got to forge that fandom. New people, build them up, man.
That's right.
Hey, drunk 3PO.
Speaking of, people having a good time and laughing and stuff, though, someone who I feel like is kind of almost leaning into this is Chris Hemsworth. There's a new movie out, Furiosa. And it's another, we've seen, Mad Max, it's like the female version. But in 2016, we had the Ghostbusters female version, and it was all females plus Chris Hemsworth. And now we've got Furiosa, which is this female Mad Max plus Chris Hemsworth. I feel like he's the appeal, right? He's why I saw Ghostbusters 2016. And is he why? I feel like he, before he left to see it, Hoodie D told me that's like his main appeal going into it is Chris Hemsworth. What do you guys think about that? Them bringing Chris Hemsworth in twice now to bring in, to kind of carry gender swapped movies.
Yeah, I mean, if I can go, and by the way, Nagrin, I love,
go ahead.
love
Go
the
ahead, man.
hoodie, love the hoodie. Yeah, so I did not see Ghostbusters 2016, but I had heard that I know he's in it. I know he's kind of like a bumbling, stumbling idiot in that movie, if I'm not mistaken, in Ghostbusters 2016. He's a legitimate star, and it feels like if we were in the 90s, we said this about Henry Cavill, but it also applies to Hemsworth. If this was the 90s or the 2000s, they would be like the Tom Cruise and the Brad Pitt of that time. You know what I mean? Great. Chris Hemsworth's a freaking star. But yeah, they are trying to, like, I didn't like the first Mad Max movie, Fury Road, back in the day. I hated it. I've always been against that movie. I know most people love that movie, but I hated it from the moment I saw it. And so, yeah, they've obviously, they tell you how much they don't want men in movies, yet they bring men into movies so that they can pull the audience in.
Yeah.
So it's like they're being deceptive with the whole thing. So I absolutely believe that they're using him to bring people in.
Yeah, Hemsworth is a superstar. Like, he'd be really good in like rom-coms too. And my biggest problem with what Marvel and Disney, like modern films in general, it's not that they're ruining like comic books, superhero, or action, like, men-dominated genres. They've actually like killed the women genres. They're forcing things that girls like, and they're putting them in genres that men like, and they're trying to get everyone to get into it. Because how many girls do we know in our lives that watch all those dumb ABC shows? They don't make those anymore. They just make Marvel films. They're trying to get everybody to watch the same movie and multiply the numbers.
Agreed.
No, I agree. I agree. I mean, I'll just go next. It is a shame that Chris Hemsworth is not getting like the greatest roles ever or whatever. I mean, honestly, I hope he doesn't go back to the MCU because he's just too good of an actor for the MCU now. Like, I think he's outgrown it. Like, Thor: Love and Thunder, Blunder was the worst film that I ever saw, next to Thor: The Dark World. But other than that,
Thor: The Dark World is a masterpiece. Okay, it's
blasphemy. Absolute
honestly,
blasphemy right now.
I remember hating Thor: The Dark World back when it came out, and now I look back and I'm like, I'd give anything for that level of movie for the MCU now, because it's gotten so bad. Because I didn't see Thor: Love and Thunder. I haven't seen most of the stuff that they come out with recently because they're so terrible.
I got normie friends that like all the Marvel movies that hated that movie. It was weird. They were like, "There's too many jokes in it." I think you just now think there's too many jokes in Marvel movies. Like,
I mean, the way how they cooked the Hulk and they cooked Thor, all the male characters that like usually have rage or like have like that masculine type of thing, like it's all gone. So I don't, it is what it is. So that's just how I feel.
Go ahead.
I've only seen the first Thor movie. I'm far behind. I've only reached up.
Johnny hasn't seen Lord of the Rings either, so.
No. Well, first of all, I was about to make a comment, but I don't know if I can make it now. But so you say you've only seen the first Thor movie. It's like that moment in Billy Madison where he's like, "Stay here."
Yeah,
stay here as long as
stay. I wish I was Johnny until he said he never saw Lord of the Rings.
But then you said you haven't seen Lord of the Rings, and I'm like, bro,
I was gonna reveal that, okay? But anyway. I've only seen the first Thor.
Don't worry, Johnny. I still haven't seen Lord of the Rings either.
Oh my God!
I can cuss here, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Next time I see any of you motherfuckers in my chat and you haven't seen Lord of the Rings, I'm like, stop fucking watching me and go watch Lord of the Rings. All right?
Yeah, man.
I'd like to address this real fast down upwards. Yes, I did.
Yes.
That was part of the contract.
Me and ABF were asked.
So
Look, I've only gone as far to the first Avengers movie. After that, I've only watched the third Iron Man movie, and that's where I'm at right now.
Wait, only the third
I'm
Iron
pretty
Man?
much the same way. I haven't watched a lot of those movies.
No, I saw the first
Man.
Iron Man.
He said he got up to it. I think he said he got up to it. That's what he means.
Yeah. I've seen the first Iron Man movie in theaters, and then the last Marvel timeline I saw was the third Iron Man. That's where I'm at right now. I have to watch the next one chronologically.
Yeah, I mean, watching the MCU, like I think it's very much worth watching the MCU all the way up to Endgame and stopping. I do.
Yeah.
I think it's worth it.
That's where I stopped.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Spider-Man's a separate entity. You can watch that like outside of everything
Maybe
else.
the last one after Endgame is the Spider No Way Home one, and then the third Galaxy Guardians.
I know this is a hot take. I hate Guardians 3. I think it's just as bad as like Doctor Strange 2 and all that other stuff.
Disagree there. I love Guardians 3.
I disagree.
I love Guardians 3.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a good movie. Yes.
Really
I know it's a hot take. I'll take Thor: The Dark World over Guardians 3 any day. The tonal shift in that movie.
Whoa.
Thank you. He crazy, isn't he? He's crazy.
My nephews love the Groot series.
What didn't you like? So did you like the first two Guardians movies a lot?
Yeah, so I love 1 and 2, and this is the comparison I make. Like Spider-Man 1 and 2, there's a huge tonal shift before 3, right?
Correct.
Iron Man dies. But 3 still feels like 1 and 2. You've still got the same themes, the same elements. They feel like a trilogy. Guardians 3, there was this big shift.
Correct. There was a tonal shift. You can't use that
as an excuse because Spider-Man pulled it off. Guardians 3 for me does not feel at all like
Did it though?
It feels like different theming. All the characters fell off. They don't.
Number 3 gave us memes.
And the writing as well, because that's a huge thing for me, is like writing and stories. None of it makes sense. Like they go 3 shield layers in to this enemy base, and then they meet the Ravagers who act like they're coming in to attack them. But apparently Nebula set up this meeting with Gamora. We're gonna go 3 shields into this enemy base. Then you guys are gonna come in like you're about to attack us, and then Drax is gonna be ready to fight, and then Nebula's gonna be like, "Oh, we have a meeting," and then
Call character development.
With who? With Gamora, and then
Call character development, and they're not the same people. But go ahead.
Are you talking about the Tobey Spider-Man 3?
No, I was talking about Tom Holland.
Oh,
Tom Holland. Yeah. I mean, there's definitely a tonal shift for sure into Guardians 3, no doubt about that. But I felt like it was the natural progression as to where the series needed to go. And it kind of does feel like it's okay to walk away from the series at that point. You have a clean kind of ending. There's obviously, no matter what, there's always going to be reasons why you want the story to carry on. But I think that one kind of has like a pretty clean ending, and I hope they don't go back to it, to be honest, because I really love all 3 of those movies. But hey, again, most people like Fury Road, and I don't. So and I like X-Men Origins Wolverine. I'm one of the 3 people on the planet that likes that movie. So
kind of cool.
Dear God. And I used to be a fan of you not playing.
I remember liking it too.
Here's an unjustifiable reason for me to walk out of the theaters. It was the first Transformers movie, and I just was not feeling positive that day. But still, people made fun of it. Made fun of me for like, you walked out of Transformers.
I walked out of the last Transformers.
It's prophetic.
No, it didn't even start. I just wasn't feeling.
It didn't even start. Wait, what?
Well, the movie that I was about to walk out on was like Batman Dark Knight Rises, because
hey,
Fucking hate that movie.
we do not disrespect King Nolan, okay?
I just did.
You know what?
You are outnumbered.
Something in common with Beardo and his bad take. So go ahead. You can have that.
No, fuck. I hate that movie, but I will not say Beardo's right. I will not fucking stoop that low.
Listen. Like, the only reason why I didn't like it, Jeremy, was simply for the fact that, like, they basically low-key made Bane a PDF file, man, and I just couldn't get down with that, man. It's like, you know.
X-Men 97 did that with Magneto, and you didn't ever fuck with that.
It's like,
Not Bane.
Yeah, I'm just saying, man, that was just the main thing that I just could not get past the movie. And then you have my boy Bane simping all over Talia the city of Gotham. Yeah, I was like, no, Nolan, I don't like this or whatever.
What I will say about go ahead, Left Eye. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, for every Nolan movie I saw, I was like, it wasn't a Batman movie. He wasn't the hero of his own story. He never focused on him. The first one, you're focused on Ra's al Ghul. The second one was all about Joker, and the third one was all about Bane. So I'm like, he made it so that I'm not paying attention to Batman. He's just there, and I guess he's gonna save it at the end of the day. But
I don't know if I agree
for Dark Knight. That's correct.
I don't know if I agree with that for Batman Begins. I feel like Bruce Wayne and
I think Batman Begins is a solid Batman movie. Like, it brought us back to the lore.
And Dark Knight properly focuses on Joker.
Yeah, but see, well, again, so I will acknowledge Dark Knight Rises has a shit ton of problems that the other two movies do not have. I can acknowledge that. I've acknowledged that plenty of times. It's definitely a far drop from quality compared to those other movies. Batman Begins, I think, is the best Batman movie ever made. But I think The Dark Knight is a better movie than Batman Begins overall. But Batman Begins, I think, is the best Batman movie. Now, I think that moving, like, in all honesty, and this is something that gets lost, I think, in a lot of people because Ledger's performance was so good.
Yeah.
If you think that the Joker dominated that movie, then you're complimenting Nolan because the Joker was only in that movie for 25 minutes. And that's a 2.5-hour movie.
Yeah.
That means Nolan made you feel the Joker's presence even when he wasn't in scenes.
Yeah. On that point, Jeremy, my dad is not a comic book fan whatsoever. But like when me and him watched the Dark Knight together, like he was on the edge of his seat throughout the whole entire movie. Like especially when the tower blew up with Joker, like he's like hitting the remote and everything. Like we were both busting out laughing, but it just went back to being serious so quick. And
it's like 25 or 30 minutes, something like that. What Joker was in that movie. Somebody can look it up, but the screen time for the Joker is like 30 minutes, I think. And but he dominates the whole movie because the story is built around him. But my favorite character in that whole trilogy is Gordon. You know, he's just fantastic. Gary Oldman's Gordon is just phenomenal.
Fantastic.
Okay.
I love Gary Oldman's Gordon. Honestly, Gary Oldman's Gordon and Ian McKellen's Gandalf are my two favorite movie characters ever.
Oh, so perfect.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
and I love Gordon in that trilogy. He's the heart and soul of that entire trilogy from beginning to end. He carries everything, in my opinion. Dark Knight Rises, because he gets injured and all of that, it kind of doesn't do as much in the Dark Knight Rises, but overall, love him in that whole series.
I was gonna say this, like one of the other reasons why I didn't like Dark Knight Rises, just because I'm a hardcore Batman fan, Jeremy, and just seeing Alfred walking out on Bruce, that's just just kind of irritated me. I'm like, no, you can't do that. Nope. Nope. Alfred Pennyworth will never.
No, I hate when.
Alfred Pennyworth will never walk away from Bruce Wayne, bro. Ever. Yeah. No, it'll never happen.
I feel like so with Dark Knight Rises, I feel like I don't know if you have mods. Can we ban this person from the chat? Not my channel. You'll get away with your hate speech for now, Drunk 3PO. But
I think I would agree with him because I think T2 is better than
T2 is phenomenal. Like there's like picking T2 over the Dark Knight Rises or Dark Knight is they're both great. They're both great. Dark Knight Rises. I feel like Dark Knight Rises would have been a much different movie if Heath Ledger would have lived. And I think that Heath Ledger dying, I think Nolan made some really weird choices. Like,
the Dark Knight Rises is literally Wakanda Forever. It's like the same situation that happened. Like, because they really had to change up that movie last minute.
Oh my goodness!
I don't think.
Now that you think about it,
bro, it is. It's the same situation.
I don't think they changed anything last minute, though. If you remember, the gap between Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises was actually like 3 years. So I think Nolan actually waited to develop it because he wasn't sure if he was going to do it. And he came up with this weird story about Batman taking 8 years off, which is not realistic to Batman at all. To just Batman just sat around for 8 years.
Just let crime take over.
Yeah.
The criminal underworld take over.
No, but the argument was that we were in peacetime, so we didn't need Batman. If you remember that was part of it. Like, peacetime, but it just taking 8 years off was weird. I didn't like that.
You're telling me nothing like
script, though.
Huh?
Joker was in the Rises script. He was supposed to be in it.
No, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And then but he decided he wasn't going to even mention Joker after Heath passed.
Yeah.
So
and they should have just recasted.
Now I kept on hearing Jeremy Leonardo DiCaprio was gonna probably be the Riddler or whatever, and I think that would have been interesting or whatever.
That would have been cool.
You know what I think? Yeah. Since Batman Forever, I think Jim Carrey should have been not the Riddler, but
I freaking love Batman Forever. I love that movie.
I do too.
Who said who should be whoever was going to be in that next Batman movie?
for Batman Forever, because Robin Williams was supposed to be Jim Carrey's Riddler, but like they switched it or whatever because like Batman Returns or whatever, like it scared the kids, and like Warner Brothers trying to make them toy sales, so it's like yeah, we're gonna have to lighten this up a little bit. But once again, I like Batman Forever sure for the pure fact of one, it has the darkness in the story of Batman's PTSD, but it also has that campy side of Adam West, and I like both. I like that type of thing or whatever. So that's just me.
They put your Two-Face in that movie though. I mean,
Two-Face was the worst part, but every other character like was like acting themselves. Like Batman was Batman, Robin was Robin. Chase Meridian, the love interest, cool, whatever. Because Nicole Kidman was fine as hell, like 10 out of 10. That's the prime right there, or whatever.
Most of these actors in this movie, and speaking of even Leo too, who wasn't in it, like they're all attractive people, right? Because that's how movies used to be. That's like why Leo had his career, was because he was attractive. He had an appeal. And like even the cast for like a Batman movie, they're all attractive people. Catwoman was brought up earlier, but I mean, this is the modern casting for a Romeo and Juliet movie right here, and this is where we've gone from.
I love the meme that they gender swapped.
Why is Nagrinol in that picture? Look at that. Go back. That's Nagrinol, right?
Those look like me. My nose is
why are you making Nagrinol kiss Leslie Jones? That's horrible, man. Oh my goodness.
That looks like Leo DiCaprio.
That is Leonardo DiCaprio.
Right.
You never saw the modern version?
No.
Bro, the modern Leonardo Romeo and Juliet was great. Instead of swords, they had like desert eagles.
Guns. It was fantastic.
That was cool.
It was so cool.
The bigger.
Okay, I never watched it. Like I meant to watch this movie, like the modern version of like Romeo and Juliet with Leonardo or whatever, but like I never got to it. It's like it was always on my list, but it kind of looked cheesy.
Show was a gay black man. It was great.
Just look at this scene. Just seeing these two actors makes you want to see it. But Chris, do you want to see this movie right here?
No,
not really. Why are you asking me? Let's like ego.
Actually, be better if they gender swapped. Like if that was supposed to be Romeo.
Hold up, wait, hold on. This isn't a movie. I thought this was a play.
This is a play, yeah.
No. I mean, is it a play or is it gonna be a movie?
The movie.
It's a play, but it's gonna be like I think it's gonna be like recorded, shots with like what they did with Hamilton, like what they dramatized and they.
God, it's gonna be terrible. It's gonna be terrible.
That's not a good.
So
listen,
rap.
Before we move on, hold on. Let me say this real quick, Kaylin. Like, Hollywood, for all the attractive black women that you could have cast.
I know. Halle Bailey. Put Halle Bailey as her at least. Put someone hot with tits.
Imagine Tom and Zendaya. Like all the people who ship them, like the Raylos for Tom and Zendaya. They were
going out with each other though, so it makes sense.
Shit.
Nah, this is deliberate. They chose ugly on purpose. You don't make that mistake by accident.
Nothing against the actress or whatever, but it's like when I think Juliet, I think beautiful, and she's like. Leslie Jones.
Beauty standards. they're trying to reform beauty standards. This is more into that bullshit. That's what this is.
Just like how they're trying to cast
my
the
question.
Snow White movie.
Who wins in a fight here? Tom versus
Oh no.
Tom or
my money's on the girl.
Juliet, man.
I've seen Tom on some dance shows before. I'm pretty sure she's gonna take him.
Yeah.
So
look at that.
Hey man, she got black girl magic on her side.
The bigger problem is who's sharing their screen. Dark theme, bro. Dark theme. What the hell? Come on, man. Like, what the hell? Got to roast you for that. We roast everybody. Don't use dark. Dark theme. You had to use dark theme. You got to use dark theme. And it helps prove you're not racist on top of that. It's easier on the end and it helps prove you're not racist.
He's already exceeding the diversity quota here, man.
Dude, we got Johnny, we got Left Eye, we got dude. We're 4-4. Okay.
United Nations in here.
5-4. I forgot about Shaka Zulu.
Some would say too many good black people.
I'm a waffy.
Too many good black people.
ODD is gonna show up later. straight
I
from
use
the
dark
Mexican
mode, which
border.
makes me black.
Oh man.
Did you guys see Trump with the rappers up on stage in the Bronx?
yeah.
And he's
Yeah.
like, I like those teeth. I got to get me some of those teeth.
Some of those teeth.
So those teeth,
Dude, MSNBC had a stupid headline where it's like Trump visits the Bronx to remind them how harmful his policies are to them. And I'm like, what the fuck?
I'm
What?
speaking as a New Yorker. The black community really does push for Trump right now, like really hard in the Bronx. Like
Hell yeah.
He's
got
part
a
of
lot
it.
support in New York right now. So
Hell
Trump
yeah.
so many
Yeah.
passes.
they're trying to bury that shit.
Trump's gonna get golden teeth like
Yeah.
George Washington. Fully modern, right?
Dude, they're pushing the people inside because they just know that, wait a minute, the black people are actually waking up. They actually know that they can have some power to change this election around. Hold on, wait a minute, we gotta stop this quick and everything.
Bro, in the Bronx, in California, we can't afford Big Macs and gas anymore. Like, if you
Yeah.
haven't woken up yet, what the fuck?
It's like a Bug's Life, man. It's like a Bug's Life. You realizing
would
like we
black
gotta
people-
put up with this shit.
Why would
Speaking
they
of
want to
Jeremy,
vote
check
for
this
the
out.
lady who's like,
Check this
hey,
out,
listen,
Jeremy.
those young black people growing up on the streets, they don't know how to open an iPhone. They don't know how to use a computer. Okay.
That was
Oh,
the
yeah.
New York lady. What's her name?
Focal.
Yeah, her.
Yeah, well, if you can
I
find
love
that
the
clip.
Dude,
a guy made a meme.
I saw
where-
that video where that black dude was like running around
pretending
the
to be a
laptop.
He did that. He actually did that in 2020 with Joe Biden because Joe Biden made a comment. He says African Americans don't know how to work a computer. African Americans don't. He was saying like they don't know how to register to vote. So that guy made that video in response to Biden,
Oh,
and it kind of repopulated when she said that.
I'm sure they'll make it relevant again.
It was always right.
Oh man.
They treat blacks like they're stupid.
I mean,
Speaking of
it's
blacks, what do you
white-
think about black samurais, Jeremy?
I wasn't interested until they made him gay, and now that he's gay and black, I'm all let's go.
Oh, did you guys
I'm
see
down.
the George Floyd mod? Please tell me you guys seen the George Floyd mod.
Yes.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
brilliant. It's
I
fucking
wanna make a
brilliant.
movie of him.
I saw the George Floyd mod is so funny.
Yeah, George
Jeremy,
Floyd's gonna be in Assassin's Creed, man. It's time.
Yeah.
Jeremy,
Really?
Huh?
do you know who's gonna play George Floyd in that movie they want to make?
Oh,
Probably
God.
Big Mike Obama.
Yeah.
Samuel L. Goddamn Jackson. Samuel Jackson
Yeah,
gonna play Floyd.
Oh,
really?
for real?
You know,
He's
like,
kind of a crackhead nowadays. He can pull it off.
yeah, I mean, the fact that there's gonna be a George Floyd like biopic or whatever called what's the title? My
Really?
Body Changed the World or something like that. Yeah, it's made by his kids or something. So yeah, it's called My Daddy
Sorry,
Changed
dude.
the World or something like that. It's just like
Hate to be that guy. He wasn't a really good guy. If you just do a little bit of research, just
No,
a little
I
bit of
mean,
research. Just,
yeah.
We can't get too racy on
Oh,
the topic
no.
of George Floyd. We have to
Oh,
keep
no.
things PC.
Oh,
We have a
right.
diversity
no.
officer, the overhead.
Oh
He's been
no.
blowing my phone up about this. We gotta show it.
Oh no.
They have a memorial to George Floyd.
Yeah.
Look at that. I got a Derek Chauvin George Floyd memorial. Oh God.
oh my goodness, Ryan.
Jebediah did nothing
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah, we
Jebediah did
try not to talk about that one anymore. Just let that one kind of.
I call him Kirby because Nasty Pelosi called him that.
Who?
Nasty Pelosi called him Kirby Floyd, so I'm calling him that from now
He
on.
also called him Jesus for sacrificing his life so the Democrats could have a
This
platform.
is true.
They should
This
make
is
that
true.
a documentary where George Floyd is Jesus, like a dramatized. It could even be.
They already
satirical.
did. He's called
Basically nail
Saint
him up on a cross.
Floyd.
Well,
And then God struck
Oh.
his mural down.
I mean, I hope that they feature the part in his life where he pointed the gun to a pregnant woman's belly. I hope that's
Yeah.
a featured part in it.
Heresy,
Hopefully,
heresy. Didn't happen.
you know,
Didn't happen. Fake
yeah.
news.
Apparently, dude, the other day when I saw that the tweets going around about it, I searched on Twitter 5 pages deep on Google, and I couldn't find an actual news article talking about George Floyd doing that to the pregnant woman because they've just
Oh, yeah, of
erased it.
course.
It's just been scrubbed from the
Yeah.
internet. And I'm like,
we've
wow.
been seeing a lot of revisionist history with all the. We was funny. We
Yeah.
was talking about Assassin's Creed a minute ago. They edited all that shit.
Maybe
the
since
story,
we-
Yeah.
Yasuke's story is completely different from what it was just 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Well, it's like
Dude,
when
this is
We talk about this all the time. Like when Black Panther came out, and they're like, first time black people have ever been in a superhero movie, and you're like,
Blade,
Wesley Snipes,
Yeah.
even
Blade,
and Meteor Man. Give me some Meteor Man up in here, like you know.
Meteor.
I mean,
Hey,
but-
Jeremy, you know
Like-
this one,
like Man
Steel.
Count.
You remember Steel, right?
I do
With
remember
Shaquille
Steel
O'Neal.
Attack. Yeah, yeah.
Like Man counts.
Yep.
Oh,
Blade.
yeah.
Blade is one of the greatest comic book movies ever made, period. And the fact that because of revisionist history, because of identity politics, they basically just eliminated that from it. Obviously they haven't eliminated it from existence, but they don't acknowledge it in the proper way that they should respect Blade. Like Blade is a
Because
great
Disney
film.
didn't make it.
Exactly. And they want to try to celebrate like, oh, this is the first time we're breaking down barriers, and it's like, no, you're not.
Yeah, we have cultural monuments that we remember, and when you try to kind of like redo the movies and redo these cultural like things that we talk about, that's how you hide them. You push them behind because you talk about the latest rendition of it. So that's what it is.
Because the thing is about this whole entire Black Samurai, like this is like 0-2 for Yasuke, because if you watch the anime, that was just so bad. It was horrible. It was horrible. It was, oh my goodness. Like I was like watching the trailer.
Neo? He's a skin in Neo too.
Yo, Mo.
You know what, Mo?
Listen,
Wait until I get to go on your show, is so I can be able to bring. Listen, Mo.
An Amazon
Listen, Mo.
link to the second I knew Jeremy might be on, I sent Chris a link to a microphone. I was like, man, it ain't gonna fly.
Listen. Hold on, Mo Zimboni. Listen,
like
man.
fucking
Congratulations
old-time
on your
radio.
GCA. But when I get on your stream, I will. We're going to court, okay? We're going to court, all right? Like, love you, Mo, man. You're awesome, dude. You're amazing, man. I love you, man.
He makes all my thumbnails. He's fantastic, guys. This thumbnail is beautiful. It's fantastic. And huge
Shout out
praise
to
to
Mo.
Mo.
What
It's
anime
better
did you
each
mean?
time.
Hey, are any of you
What
guys?
was that, man?
Oh, go ahead.
What anime did you mean?
Oh, Yasuke. Yeah.
Oh, no, I haven't heard. I
It's-
thought you were going to talk about Black Afro Samurai.
No, Afro
Good one.
Jeremy.
Samurai is good, but like Yasuke is like the off-brand. But go ahead, Jeremy. What were you gonna ask, man?
I was gonna say, are any of you guys planning on being in Dallas? Because we're doing the Dallas thing.
I am.
Heck yeah. That's
I'm
what's
gonna
up.
try to make it. My mom told me that she has timeshare, so she needs to use up her reward points before they expire. So I'm gonna try and
Oh, that's
go
cool.
to Dallas for that.
Okay.
Thanks for explaining your budget situation, Johnny. I'm like 50-50.
How's your credit score, Johnny?
Yeah.
Hey, it's not me, it's my mom, you know, and like
Oh.
I keep telling her about you, Jeremy, and like she wants to meet you.
Oh yeah. Hey.
All right.
Do the Dallas meetup. We'll see. It's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, you're gonna bring her with you, bro? That's kind of cool. Family trip.
Yeah. She just wants to use the points, but it's only for the weekend. So I think she has to use a whole week of them, but I don't think they'll be possible. We'll see.
I'm still recovering from MegaCon, and that was like February.
I know, me too.
That was
Yeah.
so
We live in New York.
I
So
will be at
came back
MegaCon
from
next year.
withdrawals from Vegas, dude.
After
Me-
MegaCon, I went to fucking Japan with her.
Well, MegaCon is shaping up to be huge for us. We're going to be, working on some details about the meetup spot, because obviously we'll do MegaCon, we'll do the panel, but the post meetup spot is going to be even better than it was last year, and probably a little
Ooh,
more.
I can't wait.
And Epic Universe is going to be opened up by then. The new Universal Studios theme park.
Yeah.
So I am excited for that next year, and some more stuff with like Vegas that we're working out for next year. So those are the two kind of big meetups we want to try to do every year, is Vegas and Orlando. That way people can have time to plan them out, because it is a lot. I mean, just even for me, like the turnaround to go to Dallas, like when Ripa called me and was telling me about it, I said, dude, like I spent and that was one of the first times I've really felt the like inflation of Joe Biden's America. Like that trip to
Well,
Vegas,
you
'cause I
drove there,
Well,
too.
I'm a retard. Yes, I drove, and I spent a lot of money just driving, eating, place to stay, all that. I'm like, dude, I spent way too much money. So I was like, if we're gonna do it, I'll do a quick turnaround. I'll go to Dallas and then I'll come back real quick. But yeah,
To be
man,
honest, I don't trust these flights, man. So I don't blame you, dude.
I
No,
don't.
listen.
Yeah.
Ryan said something about flights, like, and I share the exact same sentiment with him. Look, you're on a flight. If you're dead, it just dip down. You're fucking dead. Okay. If it's a car crash, there's
No,
a chance
hold on,
you
whoa,
survive.
no. Travis
listen,
Barker
let me
survived like
clarify
two
this.
plane crashes, dude.
Let me clarify this. There's a higher chance of survival if it's a car crash, and if you survive, you are lamed, you're injured.
I
you
do
lose
not
a leg,
want to
and
go
you
through
lose
the
again.
trauma of surviving a plane
I'd rather
crash.
just
My
die.
bodyguard died.
the chance of survival is much lower with a plane crash.
Travis Barker.
I'd just rather die, man.
Married a
Than be laying and
Kardashian.
dead.
You don't want to survive a
that's true.
plane crash and
That
marry
is
a
true.
Kardashian, bro. You
That's
don't
true.
want to be there.
That's true.
Hey, Ric Flair survived. Ric Flair survived the plane crash.
Yeah, he did.
And became the
Yeah.
legend. Okay, just saying. But
Oh.
no, but I'll say this: statistically speaking, when my hands are on the wheel, there's 100% chance you're going to make it there safe, and that's the stats I worry about because I can still control the situation for the most part. Yes, there are crazy scenarios where something wild can happen, but I'm always on defense when I'm driving because people are fucking retarded on the road. So I'm always planning for the retards on the road, and I'm always looking ahead, behind me, just keeping my eyes out for things. So that's why, like, I don't trust anybody. I don't even like letting anyone drive me anywhere. I just don't. I don't care who it is. I want my hands on the wheel, but that's the safest, path for me.
Well, for sure, I'm driving down to MegaCon next year, I guess, but
I'm flying out to MegaCon.
yeah,
I can
I don't
pick
know
that
about
up
next
Dallas.
year.
Dallas is a 50-50 for me.
Jeremy, have you ever driven a classic car?
I mean, define classic. So like old
Something
school, like
from
the
the
Camaro,
70s,
Mustangs. Yeah.
Your back.
I drove a 69 Camaro before. This was years ago, long time ago. I've never owned, the oldest vehicle I owned was a 79 Trans Am, like the Smokey and the Bandit, Trans Am. I had one of those. It didn't run very well. I had this dream of working on it and fixing it, and every morning I would get up and I'm like, I should go work on the car, and I'm like, I could just lay here. I always pick the lay there.
Is the steering wheel so hard to turn sometimes?
Yeah, I mean, it depends. I mean, like I drove a completely restored one, but yeah, some of the older ones, the steering's not as good. You don't have power steering and all that shit. And
Yeah, what year
honestly,
was power steering invented?
oh
Like
God,
the 80s?
Yeah, I think so. But and it feels better. So like, even like, some of the cars I've had in recent years, like I've had like a 90s Mustang versus now, like I just rented, when I went to Vegas, I rented an Escalade, and it had all this fucking like automatic driving bullshit, and you brake before, like if I put it in, if I put, cruise control on, it would automatically stop if I got too close to the vehicle in front of me. I'm going, well, I don't like self-driving cars at all. And the more advanced we get, the more control you're losing over these cars, and it scares the hell out of me. Because one day it's gonna be like, oh, you made a mean tweet. We're gonna lock your car doors.
Oh my God.
We're gonna drive you to the police station because you said you insulted someone and didn't use the proper pronouns.
Oh, well,
We're
hold on.
driving.
What if they use Wi-Fi
Cat Williams
to
and
scan
Joe
your
Rogan
phone?
talked about. Yeah, Joe Rogan and Cat Williams talked about that on their podcast on the Joe Rogan Experience. How sooner or later, don't be surprised when the government could just shut off your car just because they want to. Like,
we're getting there with the phones and the games. Like they're monitoring our game chats. I mean, we're on our way. We're just it's little baby steps, but we're getting closer to it every day. And it seems like people are always finding just the right reason. Like right now, the girl who's pushing for we got to get rid of men in gaming, right? You did the story on that, Jeremy. I mean, it's fucking nuts. What do you think's gonna come out of that? They're just gonna police harder in the chats, and we're gonna lose more and more freedom.
I mean, I feel like I'll go back to, and I don't want to try to bring politics too much into this, but unfortunately politics is tied into everything that's going on right now.
Trump is in New York right now. Let's do this shit.
The low point for me was when Trump got banned from Twitter, and then banned from all social media. And in my mind, and it's not about Trump as more as it's like the sitting president of the United States of America was just banned from all social media. If that can happen to him, what chance do any of us have? You know what I mean? Like, what chance does anybody have if they can do that to him, the most famous person on the planet and the sitting president? So that was a very scary time. And I don't typically like get overwhelmed with like being like losing focus or losing like my, like hopefulness of what's going on. But at that point, I'm like, I don't know if there's any hope that we're going to get out of this. Thankfully, a guy that I, maybe I'll let him borrow a few bucks one day, but his name's Elon Musk. This guy comes along and decides to buy Twitter.
Starving harvest.
Yeah, him buying Twitter, and I will continue to repeat this point over and over again. Elon buying Twitter, we're going to hopefully look back in 10, 20 years from now, is one of the most important moments of this whole culture war thing right here, because I do believe that Twitter being purchased by Elon has had a almost like a domino effect. Yeah, a domino effect on other social media platforms and how they're carrying out their behavior on platforms. Then you've got the rise of Rumble, and you've got all these other platforms that are giving people a voice. And I feel like they've overstepped too much. And so if you go back to something like that girl that, you know, said that men were the problem in gaming, on Jack Dorsey's Twitter, that whole comment section would have been nothing but support for her. And
well, remember when they would ban people? It was always one day Twitter did it, then one day Facebook did it, then one day Instagram did it, and they slowly and quietly did it in lockstep. Now they can't pull that shit anymore because that would be a leading headline. Every social media bans X person except Twitter.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
And so that's where the revert. That's where it kind of we've had the reverse effect with Elon. So I just feel like they've overstepped too much. COVID was another moment where they overstepped way too much, and too many people bought into it and finally got fed up with it, and they can never do that again. But unfortunately, for all of us, the election is the crucial point, and if Joe Biden wins, we are fucked.
I don't see how this could end with any kind of grace. Honestly, it feels like there's so much tension over this election right now, and I don't know. I'm actually pretty. It's going to be pretty wild going into November. We're already seeing the measures they take to try to
I see a lot of political fatigue too. I kind of wonder if it'll be kind of an underwhelming election too. I feel a lot of people are tired.
Not a chance.
I don't think so. Not with Trump.
No, they say this with every election that it's like the most important.
Typically,
but they don't want to anti-vote Trump, but they don't want to vote Democrat, so they may not just vote at all, which still means a Trump victory.
Yep.
Well,
this is like a possibility that I could see.
Well, the third
unfortunate aspect of that with like the algorithms, like no one really, I haven't seen anyone ever talk about this. It's quite unfortunate. It's because with books, everyone talks about like movies, because movies are important, shows are important, all this stuff is important. But books have influenced me so much, and their generations that grow up, you know, reading books, listening to books. No one ever mentions the same stuff that's happened in media is happening with books too. Like Amazon right now is it's the leading online place to shop for books the margins are massive. There's no competitor even close to Amazon right now. With books, whether that be paperbacks, hardcovers, ebooks, audiobooks, Amazon dominates the market. And the same stuff that's been happening with shows and movies has been happening with books too, but no one covers it because it's not quite as mainstream compared to other stuff.
That happened in like 2012 and no one gave a crap. And then they quietly just dominate another market and another market, and they just keep going, growing.
Yeah. And until there's an actual like competitor to Amazon, which I don't see happening anytime soon, it's awful because no one sees. I try to cover as much as I can, but I never see anyone else talking about what they're doing because Amazon, the algorithms, right? And everything on Amazon is decided by sales rankings, pretty much how they boost stuff. And anytime there's certain books from certain publishers, which are obviously can lead in, synopsis, cover, trans, autistic, whatever, pushing certain messages, the same messages we see in movies and shows. And those books are boosted the same way on Amazon, and the numbers are fudged the same way. And it's just horrifying to see that there's been, we've seen like people come together to stop things like Rings of Power, to protest it. I haven't seen any movement like that with books yet, and the stuff has been very minimal, and I just like more attention with that needs to be seen. And I'm hoping that
you gotta lead the way, man, because no one's gonna do it for us. Like if one thing, you know, Jeremy and I see Gary and Ripa and all these guys have shown me is like it's up to us.
Yeah,
man. Nobody's pushing.
It's up to us.
It's in our hands, man. The ball's in our court. Look at the growth on this side. You know, like we're making it happen little by little. We're finding new creatives. We are the counterculture. We are the alternative. We have to do it. So if books is your thing, Caleb, man, spearhead that shit, bro. Don't wait. Don't wait, because the longer you wait, the more ground you guys lose. And you've already seen the results of that in many industries. So you got to do it yourself.
I think Jeremy was going to say something.
Well, no, what I was going to say was, the book side of things is not something a lot of people in our sphere are are covering. So that gives you a perfect opportunity to kind of be that voice, to kind of break into that and highlight that, because that's not typically something that a lot of people in our sphere, some will. And I'm sure what will happen is if you start talking about it more and start highlighting that problem more, then more people you're going to find out that are in our side of the internet are probably going to be like, oh yeah, I noticed that, or I've got more to say about that. So that's how it starts.
They're out there.
Yeah. Go back to when, again, I always say this, but like, I was nothing just like 5 years ago. No one was watching my shit. Nobody knew who I was. And I started bitching about The Last Jedi and
Captain Marvel.
You know, that's all it was.
Well, yeah, that's how I found you guys.
That's how I found you.
That's how I got you.
I told you that.
I mean,
we were looking for someone who was griping one way or another about something we loved at some point or another. You guys covered a lot of ground, and here we are.
Yeah,
I had to go to the 6th page searching for Last of Us 2 reviews until I finally found Ryan Kennel. Page 6.
That's about right. I mean, you saw the Game Awards gave The Last of Us Part 2 Game of the Year that year. Just absolute nonsense. Absolute nonsense.
I found you through Alex Becker, Jeremy. Do you remember him?
I do remember Alex Becker. Yeah. Whatever happened to him? Is he still doing stuff?
I think he's still making videos talking about how you make money. So
okay.
He dropped making all the content about bitching about Star Wars. So
he didn't do he did a few of those, right? He didn't do a lot of those. Yeah, he would do an occasional like Star Wars nerd video, but the majority of his stuff was him sitting there with like his sports car behind him, talking about how you make a lot of money.
Yeah,
all that.
I see like 2 or 3 videos of him. If there's time, I can show you briefly that one that I found you at, and you can tell me what where you were that time, because that background was so different.
Yeah, I wouldn't even. Yeah, I mean, if you can find it, that's fine.
I have it. But do we have time to pull that up for a brief moment, Kaylin?
So I'm so sorry. I was reading a chat. What was it?
I want to just pull up a video to show Jeremy that one video that I found him through Alex Becker. Do we have time to show it briefly?
Pop in the private chat. I'll put it up in a sec. But Dylan D says, hey, been trying to catch up with you guys live for a while, but who is the F is the guy in the middle with the bisexual lighting?
I was hoping it would, help me get a few subscribers, but if I need to, turn the bisexual lighting off.
Macro gamers rejected him.
I personally want to find whatever the 2004 Xbox Live microphone that Crease King is using. That's what I really want. Sound like you're in a pot. Yeah.
You should have heard him last week, man. You should have.
Only thing you're missing is your mom yelling at you and your smoke detector chirping.
Sophie.
Yeah, what the fuck is up with that, Crease? Jeez, man. Like you stream way too much to be with a mic that shitty, man. Get with the fuck.
Listen.
That's what I told him, guys.
Listen. My earphones that I usually have, like, they weren't charged, so I had to do something. So
my mic is $40, bro. There's no excuse.
Yeah. Donate you a mic.
I'll buy you one.
Donate me a mic. Hey, I take all donations. Like,
Guys,
you DM me and we
to fund Crease's mic fund.
yes. Like, right, yeah. I take free mics, man. Like, come on, like, send a brother a mic, man. Like, come on.
I'll put one to his house.
Problem is, every time you give him one, he drops it.
Yeah, you sound like Drunk 3PO now, just begging the chat to send you stuff.
Yeah, no one wants to send me a mic.
Yeah. So, for anyone who actually looked at the title of the stream, I titled this one Disney Disaster. Obviously, there are disasters happening every day at Disney. But there was one pretty relevant this last week, which I saw, and it was just like something I've seen. We've seen this a lot with Disney adults, right? People who just, for some insane reason, their life is focused around Disney. They spend their lives like consuming Disney content. And then one adult in particular spent her 21st birthday at Disney. So you turn 21, right? And where did you decide to celebrate the occasion?
Yesterday at Disney World's Epcot.
So JoJo Siwa, I've never known like anything about her. Really, I guess she's like a singer.
Gay?
I'm sure she is. She's got like an Ellen.
Looks pretty good.
I mean, look what she's wearing. Like,
it's all Jeremy's jeans.
Yeah.
It's a life jacket.
I got news for her.
This is how a celebrity, right? She's got millions of dollars, millions of fans. This is how she chose to celebrate her 21st birthday. I think that kind of
safety vest.
Why?
Yeah.
Okay. How does she have millions of fans? First of all, who is she?
No,
she's
I
a
don't know.
singer.
Child, I've never heard of her.
She's like a celebrity. She's been on like Disney Channel TV shows. She's a Disney kid. She's been on like most of the Disney shows, like Victorious. and all of
Really?
them.
She was on Victorious.
She was on Victorious. I think it was like season 2. She was young then. But yeah, she puts out like songs that she have millions of views. She does tours. She's like huge.
Okay, well that makes more sense if she has like a, I never heard of this person.
When I see celebrities like this and what the standard is today, I'm kind of glad that I'm old and gonna die soon.
Yeah.
Get me out of here already, man.
I mean, for me, it's just, like, people are different. So if she wants to be 21 years old and she ain't hurting nobody going to Disney World, I really don't care. It's not affecting my life. Who gives a crap? Whatever. So
I mean, it kind of
Disney
does,
sells
though,
good
because
alcohol though.
it embodies everything that these people like. You wonder,
how do you know it's Shaka Zulu?
Because I go there, bro.
Content.
It sucks.
Who keeps consuming it, right? And
Well,
this is just like an example. Of that.
She's the end result of Disney's work and social engineering. I mean, she's the direct result of that. She's the ideal.
Exactly.
So are you saying it's better to be a Disney kid than a Nickelodeon kid?
Absolutely, 100%. I would much rather be a Disney kid.
Shockingly, it might be.
I guess,
Shocking.
yeah. I guess history was shown, yeah.
Sorry, man. It was just right there. It was right there,
You're
bro.
right, bro.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
I'll pick Disney.
You're not wrong. I mean, who are the Disney kids? Jake Paul
Adam or Smiley Cyrus?
Yeah, Jake Paul,
Miley
Cyrus.
What's her name? The girl that went they them and then switched back.
Demi
Lovato.
Fall
Demi
guy.
Lovato.
Fall guy. What's his name? Ryan Gosling. Ryan Gosling was a Disney.
Yeah.
Justin Timberlake.
Britney
Justin
Spears.
Timberlake.
Spears.
Britney Spears.
I think they won, yeah.
Raven Simone.
Yep.
Oh, what happened to her?
So there you
Surprisingly, even though she's like a lesbian, she's actually pretty based or whatever.
Yeah,
like,
if
she
you
doesn't-
haven't heard of a celebrity in like 5-10 years, they're probably based as hell.
She's been coming out with some stuff that I think got her shadow banned a little bit because she's been speaking some base shit lately.
What was it? I think it was Adam Carolla. Was it Adam Carolla in an interview? It said, who is he talking to? I can't remember. But he was talking to someone in an interview, and he said, if you don't know a celebrity's political opinion, there's a good chance they are a Republican, because every celebrity that's left leaning lets you know they're left leaning. So the ones that don't talk about politics more than likely are right leaning. So that's kind of how that worked.
Because you can only get shunned. There's no benefit to saying you're a
Republican. That is true. That is true.
Well, there was a time where that was almost a death sentence in Hollywood, though. So I mean, coming from the entertainment circle, I work behind the scenes on a million productions. I'll tell you right now, if you weren't in lockstep, especially around 2020, that's it. You were fucking dead in the water. You were not coming back. Crazy. You were not going to get on the show. You were not going to be booked in the movie. Wow. There was a big push to, I think, 2020 red pilled me because I was, again, smack dab in the middle of the industry. I saw the way everything was going with the shot, the jab and everything. And I'm like, oh, fuck this. This is crazy. Like, and a lot of people never recovered from that.
Mm-hmm. It's true. Sad but true.
Yeah.
I don't recall watching their live performance with Britney and Justin. I think it was the Mickey Mouse Club.
What about it?
Yeah. Okay. Well, no, I was more into Nickelodeon stuff, but I.
That was a Mickey Mouse Club. I think wasn't Ryan Gosling in that too? I think.
Yeah, he was.
I thought he was going to say Ryan Kendall.
He was a pretty good set.
He might have been.
I can see Ryan Kendall being like a former fucking Disney kid gone like this Lord.
He sings like one. What do you mean?
Yeah, I've seen him sing. He must have come from that background.
All I watched was their cartoons, their favorite, their famous movies, and all that. Animated by Don Bluth. My favorite was the Sword in the Stone and the Brave Little Toaster.
Oh, dude, that movie's so depressing, man.
Yeah, that one is underrated. The Brave Little Toaster. However,
Dude, all of our kids' movies had deep stories, and now all the movies, just in general, they treat the audience like they're retarded.
Yes, because they have retarded people that are writing the stories and telling the stories. So like I talked about this today, but like Pixar, they just slashed like I think 14 or 17% of their employees.
Yeah.
And that's
crazy.
Pixar, again, we all remember back in the day when you heard there was
They
a
were
new
like
Pixar movie coming out. You didn't need to know anything. You're like, oh, it's a Pixar movie. I'm going to go see it. No one needed marketing from a Pixar movie. You're like, new Pixar movie. I'll be there day one. Families knew they could take their kids. Now Pixar has nothing left. Nobody cares.
Jeremy, since we're talking good about Disney, like, I don't know if you watched the X-Men 97 series, but I thought it was pretty good or whatever. Like, I thought it was pretty good. Yeah.
I didn't. So I made a video before it came out.
I saw it.
Yeah, and then I reacted because all these fucking freaks on Twitter were like, "Oh, he's wrong." So I reacted to my own video from 2 months ago about X-Men 97 to see what I said, and ultimately I said in the video, I was like, if you're excited about it, go be excited about it. Don't let me rain on your parade. I know that everybody that I've talked to seems to enjoy X-Men 97. I'm not going to watch it because I just don't care about. I don't care what Disney's doing. I just don't like because
I'm checked out completely too, man.
Yeah, like I'm not. I haven't watched anything in a while. Like I haven't watched the Marvel series. I haven't really watched any of the movies, unless it's a movie like, okay, so Guardians. I went to see Guardians 3 because I liked Guardians 1 and 2. I like James Gunn, so I was like, and I like Chris Pratt and everything. So I was like, let me see this and see if it's good. But that's one of the few that I've seen. But I just don't care about these series or these, like because ultimately what we've seen is like, okay, we have one good show that's come out, and what about all the other Marvel?
It doesn't excuse it for everything. Yeah, it doesn't excuse for all the other crap that they put out.
That's the shit that blows my mind about the other side, right? You went in with your guard up on X-Men 97. You went in knowing this is Disney, 90%, 98% track record trash like lately, right? They get one right, 2%. And then they're like, "Hey, look, you're wrong. You see, you didn't know what you were talking about." Like, it doesn't invalidate the other 98%.
Yeah,
right. You guys produce.
That's what I told my. That's what I told my friends. You can't. You just can't like. Okay, like, all right, you made one good series, but it doesn't excuse. That's like telling the thief, like, hey, I didn't steal this time, and then like maybe like I'm redeeming or something. Like, no, it doesn't redeem you fully, man. You still gotta pay for what you got to do.
You're saying it's okay to profile. I got you. Yeah.
I think a lot of my faith in a lot of this really died with Rise of Skywalker, and because when the Rise of Skywalker came out and failed and was horrible, and in my opinion, even a worse movie than The Last Jedi, when that failed and pissed, not only did it piss the real Star Wars fans off, it pissed off the Last Jedi fans too. It's like, you guys have pissed everybody off now. When that happened and it lost a 50% of the audience, I was like, there's no way that Disney's not going to fix this now. The fans have been proven right.
Wait, hold on, Jeremy. Kathleen Kennedy is going to be fired. I got a feeling it's going to happen.
Hang on. It's actually George Lucas. Hey, George.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. We're over here on Forging Valorance. We're just talking about, oh, okay. All right. Breaking news. George Lucas returning with a MAGA hat.
I knew it.
No!
Star Wars is saved.
So that's what I heard. All right. It's just a rumor.
The sad truth is,
the source is Mike
George
Zero.
has been seen on set for the Backlight's gonna be fantastic. Someone saw a rear end that looked kind of like George's from a distance.
They're gonna wheel his ass in there and shit.
Man, not Mike Zero, bro.
You know what's so funny? You know why I hate Mike Zero? Bro, I swore he had that one rumor that Brie Larson was going to be in the Acolyte, and I fucking believed it until like a month ago. And I'm like, oh yeah, that was a Mike Zero shit. And I'm like, fuck. I thought she was going to be in it.
I know. Yeah, I mean, like, and now like this whole Taylor Swift thing is going to be in the MCU now. Like, what?
The MCU saved. The MCU is saved.
So Star Wars is saved. The MCU is saved. We're all good. It's all good.
Listen, Listen, X-Men 97 would be good, but like, I just don't have no faith in that X-Men live action MCU, man. Like,
well, they lost the
I'm gonna watch.
studio that made it anyway. Like, what? There's not going to be a season 2. They would have to pay even more money for a series that no one really watched.
And they fired the showrunner that was responsible for the X-Men show. Bo
I
haven't
seen anything about like a reason behind
It's because
it.
he had an OnlyFans page. That's literally what it
It had to
was.
be some really, really dark shit for them to keep it that quiet because we haven't heard a fucking thing about it.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Yeah. No, literally, it was his own. He had an OnlyFans page for what I heard or whatever, and like
I don't feel like that's enough, man.
I don't buy that's the reason.
Because I mean, because even I was saying like, okay, he has an OnlyFans page, but like y'all guys don't really care about that stuff because you'd be the first one to champion.
I think we know what he did. You guys have all said it here. He did the one thing you can't do at Disney. He made something the fans likes.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
You can't do
went
that.
against the game plan.
Yeah,
You can't do that. They're like, hold on, you just made a quality product that honors the fans.
That means we got to do another season, fool.
People like it. You're fired. We don't care if you're gay. You're fired. So that's what he did.
He's gay and black.
Had to be.
Oh shit.
Really
he had a double whammy. He was gay and black.
He had double plot armor, right? Gay, black. And and proud too, right? He was super open about it. He was happy to put that shit at the front of all his speeches about the show and everything. So he was playing everything by the book publicly. Whatever he did must have been so egregious to make the company look so bad behind the scenes. I mean, like you said, it's possible
he put out a good product.
Well, look, for the longest time, there's always been Reddit threads about people who think certain main characters are gay or whatnot. This is just a theory that he has, but at the same time, they still respect the source material. Like,
yeah, they respected the source material. Like, I'll put it this way: like, I was so anti this show because I was watching Jeremy, I was watching Neurotic, and we were all thinking the same thing. Like,
it's gonna be terrible.
And hey, this is going to suck. This that. Hey. And I'll be the first one. It's okay to admit that you're wrong about something and everything. That shows you growth as a person. So, like, hey, I was wrong about X-Men 97. It was good or whatever, but it doesn't excuse Disney's thing.
They
because
don't deserve the benefit of the doubt.
They don't deserve the benefit of the doubt. The fact that Echo and Miss Marvel have more viewers than X-Men 97 is crazy to me, man. Like, it is really crazy.
I think that's just the laws of diminishing returns, The next Marvel show I don't think is going to do. What is it, Agatha?
Marketed at all.
That's going to do worse than X-Men 97.
Well, didn't the numbers come out of like not a lot of people watched? Like, how many people watched? Do we know, like, in comparison?
I just remember it wasn't a lot.
Yeah, like I just saw that they didn't get a ton. And again,
it was like 11.8 for Echo, and I think it was like 6.5 for X-Men 97 or something like that.
Well, that's like Andor. Most people that watched Andor liked it, but they ran off so many people that not a lot of people are watching it. And Andor is the perfect thing that something like Andor is something that would be perfect if the rest of the universe was operating properly. So if you're doing a good job of getting the fans involved in the movies and the big tentpole stuff, and then you have like a smaller project like Andor, people will love that. They would eat it up, but no one watched it.
Yeah.
Shout out to Tim Stock. He's in the chat too, but he sent me this last week. So this is the demographic for the Disney shows, what's been watched. And we look how big something like Echo is, and compare that to X-Men 97, okay? And then look how small The Mandalorian has become. Loki, Ahsoka,
More people saw season 3 than season what the?
Well, no. I think that's in 2024.
Exactly.
So that's people watching in the year 2024 for those.
That makes sense.
Oh.
That's
only 1% return to season 3.
What is a real Bug's Life? What the hell is that?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
No,
it's a National Geographic channel or whatever, like on like Real Bugs.
Oh, okay.
There was a time where the X-Men were bigger than the Avengers, and it's hard to believe that that's where they are right now.
There was a time when the X-Men were the biggest things in comics, and Wolverine was the biggest character in comics. Wolverine was bigger than Spider-Man, than Batman, than everybody, and the X-Men were right there. And that was like the 90s and all of that. And no more. I mean, they're still big. I mean, the X-Men are still big, but they're not what they were. I mean,
they've fallen.
Can I bring up two stuff now? So going back to what we remember
I
back
even
then.
picked up this one right here, man. Like this Magneto one right here. I found this at a shop, man. I was like, yo, this is my boy right here. Like, this is the classic.
I'll show you guys something before we move on. Hang on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we got a bragging rights episode.
All right. Oh, show us your whalebone.
No,
We
but
got
like
impromptu bragging rights.
Legalize Adulthood, who's a big supporter over on Cobra Cast, at the meetup, he gave me all of these. So these are all the 199 issues of Marvel Comics.
Nice.
Wow.
That's awesome.
All
That's
the
cool.
199
Oh, dude.
issues.
That's actually a great idea.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
idea.
So, we got here we go, Spectacular
Oh,
Spider-Man.
okay.
We've got
Ooh.
they're all the 199 issues. So let me see if I can get
Nice.
mine. See the 199 up there?
You're in
Yeah.
focus.
Yeah, I see it.
There we go.
Okay, that's dope.
Yeah, he
And
brought
those are some good ones too.
Laminated and everything,
Captain
man.
Black Falcon.
Shout out to Legalize Adulthood for this. Yeah, he showed. I was like, "You've got to be kidding me." He goes, "Nope."
Dude, those are good. Those are good issues right there, man. Like he
Hell
didn't give
yeah.
you no crappy ones.
No, he didn't. These are really good, and they just keep
Jeremy,
on.
You're very cool, but I would not have given you these fucking.
That one. Oh, look at that! Look at that
wow.
Daredevil.
Oh man, that's dope, man.
There's so many
Iron
more
Man.
superheroes I don't know about.
And
You have my envy today, man. Fuck.
there we go. There it is.
Ooh, man.
Next
I
time
like it.
fucking Dan Bass pulls out a whalebone, you smack him with those fucking books.
Mhm.
That was
I want to talk now because I want to tell two things. First of
Yeah,
all,
go ahead.
look, I got the plushie I ordered from you, so thank you.
Nice, nice.
Did you hump it yet?
So back to what I remember the cartoon. I love the cartoon, but I also love the animation from Don Bluth. Don't you wish you could see that again? The traditional hand-drawn animation.
Yes, yes,
So-
yes.
Well, Don Bluth, he hasn't made a movie since Titan AE, and I don't remember what year that was. But
Ooh boy, that was pretty bad.
I like it, but I love his art
I kinda
style.
liked
But
it.
his latest talks was supposed to be Dragon Slayer, the movie, which is based on the Laserdisc video game in the arcade. And no one would buy his project because either they're not interested in that style or it's just too expensive and no one's invested in that. And Netflix wants to make it a live action with Ryan Reynolds playing as Dirk the Daring. And Don is trying to push to get some of his animation style into the movie, but I would just like to help push it to get the whole thing as the cartoon like we remember it. Like don't you want to see that stuff again?
Yeah, I'd love to see. I mean, AI and all this computer animation. It's obviously taken a lot of the heart and soul out of a lot of that stuff. And but I personally just give me John Lasseter making people uncomfortable with hugs and get me back to my Toy Story days, and I'll be happy with that type of animation.
Like X-Men 97, like the reason why the animation was so weird is because they tried to mimic the OG art, but the thing is that they don't hand draw animation anymore. It's all digital.
Yeah.
So it's digital copying hand drawn, and they're not even taking advantage of the CGI that makes digital like animation good.
Right.
And and Mr. Shaka Zulu, I agree with you. I said that was like the most weakest part of the whole entire story. Is like the story was good, but the animation was just crap to me, dude. Like me personally, because like listen, man, like I'm a big anime fan and stuff like that, and like cartoon fan, and like when I see.
Okay, Chris, calm down. Anime.
Oh well, we got
just like you, but we don't talk about that anyway. Like back what I was gonna say, like
another day, bro.
No, I got you, bro. Like anyway, I was gonna say like when you mix like the 2D and the 3D together, man, it just looks so weird, and I'm glad that the story was made up. So
taking advantage of CGI animation, it just doesn't look good because the hand-drawn OGs from the 90s is superior.
Yeah.
Not to derail things, but Johnny, this kind of pertains to you a bit. You're kind of the most gamery person here, I guess. Tomac for 20. As a gaggle of master gamers, can you tell me what is the DNA of the soul?
The DNA of the soul being a gamer?
Exactly.
Pain.
The passion of just, collecting all these relics that made everything possible and brought us to where we are today. We would not have the Switch. We would not have modern Mario without classic Mario in 8-bit. So if anything, I think we should appreciate all the old stuff that we got before and growing up that we still know today of Mario. But generally speaking, video games, we would not have the Switch without Atari even. Atari probably was the first of the video game industry to brought video games to life, to bring electronic video games to your home before you had cell phones. Everything was entertainment when you had those 4-bit pixels to just let your imagination loose and just enjoy those sound effects. It was just awesome. So,
well said.
Well said.
Understand and appreciate history, just like in politics. You would not have all these amazing things that makes us more lazy if not for the old relics and antiques back then.
We stand on the shoulders of giants.
That's right.
I'm at the point with the gaming industry where if the gaming industry completely collapsed tomorrow, I got like 5 shelves like this behind me.
Oh yeah,
I'm good for life.
You're not gonna play all those. You're not gonna even try to get to your backlog without replaying another game that you love. You know what I mean? Like we just love replaying the classics.
They want.
I'm sorry. I gotta address this. Whoa. Listen, for anyone who doesn't know,
I like night.
No one talks about Invincible. People should, okay? Invincible is a phenomenal. All right.
I can't agree with that. Like I like Invincible, like I love it or whatever. But me personally, I think Invincible's animation is superior or whatever because it's like full 2D. Like it's legitly 2D. Like it's not have that mixture of like 3D and 2D. It doesn't look ugly and it doesn't look rocky or whatever at times or whatever. Like Invincible flows better. In my opinion, so I have to disagree.
X97 literally limited themselves like on purpose.
But Jeremy, have you seen Invincible?
I haven't seen Invincible, but the clips I've seen, the animation is far superior in Invincible. And again, I just didn't like that. I didn't, based on the promotion, I didn't like the X-Men animation, X-Men 97 animation. Again,
easy recommendation. Invincible though, fantastic. A superhero story, fantastic storytelling, great like actual characters, character arcs. It's a really good show. Easy recommendation.
Okay.
So
a lot of people have told me that.
So to finish what I was saying, I guess you could say with Toy Story or Cars from Pixar, I guess all that was inspiration from the Brave Little Toaster.
Yeah, I mean, with just when you go back and look at when Toy Story came out, we saw those movies and we were kind of like, wow, this is amazing.
This is amazing.
Because there was heart and soul in it. And obviously still it was like computer generated stuff, but it's like there was heart and soul in it. And you can't replace passion. And that's what I think the biggest problem with AI stuff right now is that the people that are doing the big tentpole stuff, there's just no passion involved in their creation or what they're trying to create. There's no passion at all. You can put passion into anything and that will show to the audience. We don't have passion from anybody from a creative standpoint in these major Hollywood tentpoles things at all. Even with the gaming side of things, like games have become more like cinematic experiences than just playing the game and having a good gaming experience. It's more about having this grandiose cinematic experience, which is not what gamers are looking for at all. And you're blowing the budgets out of control when just give us like, for me, the best gaming experience I've had in the last couple of years from just a game that I played through, Metroid Dread. Metroid Dread's fantastic. And it's just a 2D side scroller, but it's awesome. It's all, and it doesn't need to be anything super fancy or flashy. It just needs to be fun and have passion in it and honor the franchise. That's all. That's all it was. And that's all it needed to be. I don't need all this other bullshit.
The sad truth is you got a lot of people on the inside and a lot of fans. Coincidentally, you got Contra in the background over there, Jeremy. And Konami was a point of discussion for some reason on Twitter today. So I chimed in, basically feeling like that brand lost its way a long time ago. And I put up a post about how we lost Castlevania, Metal Gear. We got this new Contra, but it's few and far between where we get a good game from Konami. And everybody starts explaining to me, oh, but they make more money doing this or they make more money doing that. And it's like they're forgetting, like, if it's all about fucking money, why develop a great game at all? Why not just make cash grab all the time? Let AI do all the fucking work. Why bother with the art or the passion part of it?
The only positive that I think
money first, they don't even consider.
The only positive. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. Yeah, go for it.
The only positive thing about AI is localization. Like that is a very
fuck those
quick
localizers,
and easy
man.
solution.
Fuck them. But they took. They're a perfect example, right? Their policies, their mindset is like leading them to their own extinction, and they don't even realize it, right? All those fucking translators who are intentionally mistranslating the work. All they did was accelerate their own demise, right? Because now the companies are like, fuck it, why are we going to pay you to mistranslate our work when we can pay, when we could program a bot to get it right the way we want it to, and it's going to be cheaper.
Yeah, I mean, look at what happened with Paper Mario just recently, with all that nonsense. And, it's just localization. But Nintendo does not get a pass for it. A lot of people are trying to say, well, that's just, it's Nintendo of America. It's Nintendo, period.
Yeah.
It is Nintendo. And, that's the bottom line. Like, guess what? If Nintendo of America decided to put a MAGA hat on one of the characters in Paper Mario, guess what would happen? Nintendo of Japan would step in and go, you can't do that. It's Nintendo. They approved it. They don't get a fucking pass because it's Nintendo of America. It's Nintendo. You don't get to sit there and, siphon off like who's responsible for whatever. Nintendo's responsible. End of discussion. And they should not get a pass for it. And that's the second thing they did. They did the censoring of the cat calling scene with the Goombas in Paper Mario as well. So even Nintendo, as good as they've been about so many things, and they've already been infected by this garbage. And if they don't step in and do something quickly, it's going to continue to bleed all through their company.
What's worse is that their localization is internal. It's not like they really hire a third party to do it. So Nintendo of America has like an internal cancer that is spreading. It's not like a third party solution.
Yep.
So I got a second thing to bring up. I'll just finish up about what I was talking about. All this passion we have drives us to do something like collecting. Look at Jeremy's background. Look at his collection. Look at my collection. He has Smash Brothers. I have the Atari Jaguar displayed too. So it's like this is how we express our passion as geeks for video games, and like it really draws a lot of attention to be, I guess, popular, to show off, like bragging rights. A lot of people really miss that, So
yeah, I'd love to bring bragging rights back. That's something that I'm always here. Yeah, keep yelling at me about it. That's all I'll say. Just keep yelling at me
You
about
should,
it.
man.
Keep yelling at me.
Did
the problem is
really derail the whole thing? Like, what the fuck?
It's just that Dan Vasquez is extremely gay, and I don't like being on stream with him. No, I'm kidding.
Jeremy had like Nintendo Power magazines. And he's like, I have Xbox 360 Oblivion. Jeremy came out like 10 years ago.
The retro 2006 Skyrim.
Jeremy, do you think my collection will make Dan Vaz jealous?
Yes, because
all
you're
are Super Nintendo box games in boxes.
Yeah, that's a hell of a collection right there.
A lot of money I spend. So.
Yeah, hell yeah. I know everybody. We talked about bringing like a special episode back for sure. Really, it's just my schedule is just so packed right now.
Of course.
Yeah, for the rest of the year, at least until the election. Yeah, for the rest of the year, I pretty much am doing like the only times I would have to do is the weekends, but that's not just a good for everybody else, you know what I mean? Because I try to at least set the weekends aside so I can actually have a little bit of breathing room, because my Monday through Fridays are just slammed. But we'll see. Just keep yelling at me.
Your days off. Your weekend should be your days off.
Well, they're not my days off. They're my days off from YouTube, but they're not my days off. Yeah, they're my days off from YouTube, but I still have like all the other stuff that we deal with. And but at least I get time to deal with that.
So before
listen, guys, Jeremy is busy making money, because something that a lot of people have talked about is, the pay gap between men and women. And some people have dedicated their lives to trying to get past that pay gap. Okay.
Oh my God, that page gap.
Oh, no.
I really do.
You're trans. You're a man now, air quote their words, and you make less money than you did. How does that fucking work with your logic?
Because nobody wants to hire.
Holy crap.
Exactly.
That is bad.
One more thing. I found the video. But Kaylin, is it okay if I show it?
Yeah, if you can share your screen.
All right then. So how do I do share screen?
In the meanwhile, Dylan says, honest question, there's a channel called Unreleased Lord of the Rings. It has one video that has every deleted or unedited scenes, storyboards, interviews, etc. from the trilogy. With AI and the skills of fan editors, do you think those scenes could be edited into the original movies?
I mean, yeah, I mean, it just, I don't, let's see. So there's a channel called Unreleased Lord of the Rings. It has one video that has every deleted scene. I mean, I don't know if I would, like, I don't do a lot of the fan stuff that, like, I guess there was a prequel. Was it called anti-cheese cut for the prequels? Do you guys remember that? It's called the ant that tasted. They basically, a fan took all the quote unquote cheesy points of the prequels out, and a lot of people praised that for what it was.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I think that the extended cut of Lord of the Rings are the definitive cuts, and they, you know, nothing needs to be touched.
I agree.
Well, it's the one movie you would call a 10 out of 10, not a 9.9, right?
Right. Yeah.
Like Beardo's
Fuck
fucking
Beardo.
scale.
Fuck Beardo.
My question is, are you using AI to write the script or to actually like animate scenes or something? I'm assuming write the script, which there's no script to write if it's just adapting the book of scenes that were just left out.
There.
That's a tough
I'm a
one.
little confused.
I don't think I wouldn't even, like Jeremy said, I kind of think certain things are perfect. There's very few things are perfect.
Yeah.
Those might be perfect movies. What more can you do to really?
When I judge a movie,
when you're
my
trying
10
to
out
add
of 10,
to it, you get stuff like the Rings of Power. You get stuff like now they're making a Gollum
Right.
movie right after the hit Gollum game, The Ring of Gollum.
The problem with Gollum is
the
that
hit Gollum game. Yeah.
you know the
What if the-
ending to that movie, so that movie is a tragedy. It's going to be a postmodern tragedy. We know where it leads. Like I can't imagine a hopeful Tolkien like in spirit movie from a Gollum movie. I just can't.
No.
It's going to be a sad ending regardless, and that's not who Tolkien was. He didn't write tragedies.
It's going to be depressing.
All right, am I sharing the screen now?
Yeah, let me see. I don't. Oh, here it is. Yeah, it's just on our thing. So here,
Okay. So I got the video. So I'm gonna show Jeremy the video that I found him in, and there's quite a bit of familiar faces. All right.
Oh no!
You ready, Jeremy?
Fuck, you're about to pull up. Yeah, let's do it.
All right, here we go. So,
Johnny, you're on the wrong tab.
I am.
Yep.
Don't show the porn.
Yeah.
The hentai.
Wait, is this whole screen right here?
No, that's
Delete
what Ellen.
Delete your
Show
history,
us the
Johnny. Delete your
Sweeneys.
history.
Switch tabs, Johnny.
Show
I
us
wish
the
you were Cine Sweeney at the
Sweeneys.
end. Okay. Cine Sweeney.
If you up top there should be a where you can switch tabs if you're sharing. You should say it up top.
Johnny, just send me the link.
We're in trouble with fucking Jerry.
Yeah, send him the link.
Boy, we're really fucked if Gary comes in here and tries to tell us we're doing something wrong.
Why not, right?
We should all give up if
That's the
Gary's
next
correcting
fucking
this.
step.
Yeah.
Green-haired anti-liberal is kind of our X-ray girl. We really need her right now.
I wanted to get in control of the video though.
Just send it to Kaylin.
Yeah,
just send it to me, Johnny. But Jeremy, I'd be curious to know what were your thoughts? Because a lot of people, with Rings of Power having been the disaster it was, bring up like how good the Hobbit movies were by comparison. What did you think of the Hobbit movies before Rings of Power, just by themselves?
I like the Hobbit movies. Now, again, I'm not a lore expert or anything on Lord of the Rings, but I've greatly enjoyed. Now, again, I said Ian McKellen's Gandalf is like my favorite movie character. I think he's phenomenal. So we get more of him in that. But I greatly enjoyed the Hobbit, just like I like the prequels, and I've always defended the prequels, and I'm a massive prequel defender. I don't try to get on my side. You talk shit on The Dark Knight Rises, Crease King.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. You know what? I'll still do it. Okay, like I know we boys and everything. I know I'm your number one black friend, but I got my opinions. Okay.
It's all good.
Was retarded.
But I think the Hobbit movies. I've always said this. I think the Hobbit movies are maybe like 1 decimal point lower than Lord of the Rings. I think they're fantastic movies. And to even compare them to something like Rings of Power is insane to say they look better by comparison. I think they're phenomenal. But where I'm leading with this is we got to see a really good Gollum in them that was identical to the Gollum and acting-wise, writing-wise that we saw in Lord of the Rings. And with this new Gollum movie, I mean, Andy Serkis is directing and he's playing Gollum, which are good signs. But what are your thoughts, Jeremy? Are you optimistic? Do you think it might be a hit? Or
I am not optimistic because I am, and maybe again, this is just me, but my and I remember talking about this on Friday Night Tights when it came up, but my mind is trained to expect the worst from anything that I love in the entertainment world. I'm waiting for Christopher Nolan to come out as trans tomorrow, just because that's just, I'm just waiting for it. I'm preparing myself for it. So I don't want to have faith in this project moving forward, because I mean, it's like anything else. Like I said this as an example. You all know who Howard Stern is, right?
Yes.
Okay. So back in the day, like, let's just hypothetically, Howard Stern died in the 90s or 2000s. Okay. And then could you imagine people in 2020 going, with all the stuff happening, like, man, if Howard Stern was still here, he'd be calling this bullshit out.
100%.
You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Yep.
And so as much as we love Peter Jackson, as much as we love Andy Serkis, we are in current day Hollywood, and I don't have any faith that any of this is going to carry over. And I think that what it will ultimately do is, the only thing I think is, the risk is not worth the reward. The risk is that it could end up hurting our perception of the greatness of the Lord of the Rings. That's already perfect. If they come in here and start talking about, all gender ideology bullshit and all, like, we're going to be like, bro, what happened to you guys? It's almost like Mark Hamill now. We can't even take Mark Hamill seriously. I don't even want to watch the original trilogy anymore because Mark Hamill is such a psychopath. So from that perspective, I would love to be proven wrong, but I don't have faith in this project. I wish they would not go back to this one at all. That's my take on it.
Yeah, I've lost the ability to. I wish I could feel excited, because like I felt so excited for Rings of Power, like a show, Lord of the Rings, 10 hours worth of content. I mean, there are some people saying it would be 50 hours. A lot of misinformation there, but I was so excited, just like when they announced the Loki show, my favorite character from the MCU. I was so excited, like, for all these projects. Like 2020 was gonna be awesome. 2021, 2022, it was stacked. So much good content, but they just hit after hit after hit. And I know we've talked to people, everyone feels the same. We've all come together, that it's when you're looking forward to something, but just hit after hit, destroying everything you care about. We've lost the ability to look forward to something because we don't trust them, and we have to win back their trust.
It is true.
We have to win back our trust, is what I mean.
Yeah, and like, I mean, yeah, I still, don't get me wrong, I'm obviously going to look forward to the next Christopher Nolan project. He has not let me down, like, in a bad way. Like, I didn't like Tenet. I thought Tenet was kind of crap, but like,
you can't hear anything Tenet. It's all music.
Yeah, at least with Nolan, even when he fucks up, or even when he at least it's still like there's something interesting there. Like, Tenet is still interesting. I don't fully understand it, and Nolan fans keep saying, like, watch it 72 times, Jeremy, and you'll finally get it. Like,
they're liars.
Like, I don't like Tenet. I think Tenet's not a great movie. I think it's his worst movie, but it's still like, it's still unique and it's still interesting. At least he's putting something out there that gets you thinking. So I'm still looking forward to his next project, but I'm preparing myself to be disappointed. And the same's going to go for, I'm glad, like, they're ending Cobra Kai, which is something I love, but I'm glad they're going to end it at the high point.
Yep.
I'm glad that hopefully they're going to stick the landing, and it's good because they're,
fingers crossed.
Yeah. Because as much as I love Cobra Kai, there are minor things in it, like, like the girls fighting the guys, and you see the girls like kicking this shit out of the guys, and the guys never punch them back. And it's like, there's a real fight going on. These girls are kicking the hell. And like,
they purposely wait a whole like 2 seconds so they can wind up a kick.
As a professional fight choreographer, I will tell you right now, it's hard to watch stuff like that, because if I'm directing a film tomorrow, I'm fighting the producers the whole way to make sure these girls are getting whopped just like the guys. I don't care.
The hands were non-binary.
Right?
Yeah.
Non-binary.
One punch is all it would take.
You just make the women more likable, man, to see them take the same kind of shit and come around to get, like, win the battle in a more creative way, right? Maybe not blow for blow like they always do these days in action movies, but get crafty with it, get smart with it. But they can't help themselves. They got to make these girl bosses beat the shit out of every guy they run into. Bullshit.
It's ridiculous. It really is.
But for the most part, Cobra Kai overall is still a solid series. You can go back and rewatch it. It has rewatchability. Like, it makes you want to go rewatch the Karate Kid series all over again. So
you're right.
I cannot wait.
I will call it
correctly.
I will say it's the best, like, sequel or adaptation to a fucking movie that I think exists. I can't think of a show that has carried the torch of a film trilogy like that and actually I think made the originals better. Like that's a surprise. Like I was actually so skeptical when Cobra Kai first dropped. I didn't, as a huge Karate Kid fan, I was like, whatever, I'm not even gonna touch that shit. And then everybody just kept saying, try it out, trust me, it's good. And I was like, all right, gave it a shot. Pleasantly surprised. Here we are, season 6. I'm actually hyped for it. Like,
I'll never
Cobra Kai never dies.
That's right.
They're making a new Karate Kid movie now, though, and it's like up in the air whether or not it's going to like be in canon with Cobra Kai.
Yeah,
Chinese man.
The characters from the Black Karate Kid movie.
So, like, since Sony already said that it's gonna be one universe for right now, or whatever. So, like, that's what me and my friends have been talking about. It basically, Ralph Macchio and Jackie Chan character are all in the same universe. I think it's stupid, but you know, Sony going Sony, as they say.
Is Will Smith's kid in it, or what's the deal?
Technically, every single Karate Kid right now isn't part of the whole entire universe because they cross paths. Yeah.
I don't know how that works. I don't know.
I don't know how to feel about it either.
And I'm like the biggest Jackie Chan fan too, so it's weird to have this kind of like conflict. But
yeah,
he can't be Miyagi, bro. He's not Japanese.
All right, this is a non sequitur, but Johnny has something to show us.
Okay.
We bring an LGBT character, or
wait, Johnny, do you want to give us some premise first?
Huh? Oh, I think I can control the video here. Here we go. Okay.
Right, but do you want to give us like a bit of a preamble to what we're about to say?
Lovely spot you paused at.
So this video is called Disney Proof Your SJW Staff Hates Star Wars.
Is this from Alex Becker?
Yes, this is the video I found you in, Jeremy. So here we go.
Okay.
This has nothing to do with bringing an LGBT character or bringing more women. It's not about that, okay? It's mostly about messing with established characters.
Oh. And just know that they're a badass. We don't have to show you that. We don't have to develop
Just
it. That's not realistic at all. It's not how women work.
Just flashed your phone.
She used to be with girl, Jeremy. Do you talk to her anymore?
I haven't talked to Jessie in a while. She used to be part of the team, and but she's been doing her own thing now. But yeah, I mean, obviously, she was with us for a while.
Yeah, she's cool. She's cool.
Yep.
And that's.
This was really aggravating to me because.
Hey, look at that young man!
Wow, look at that young guy right there. Look at that young guy.
Hey, this is what Jeremy does now. He watches
Under Armour shirt
videos and reacts to them.
Haven't changed much with my wardrobe.
Look at that, man. He's got the Star Wars like merch proudly displayed and everything, man.
It's got Maul, the best character in Star Wars, hands down. The Clone Wars is phenomenal.
So, Jeremy, this background, where is this?
That is my old house that before I moved out.
I
so
see.
yeah, that's where I first started making YouTube videos there.
Yeah.
So like those shelves are the ones that are behind me though. Those shelves are the ones that are behind me now. The same fucking shelves. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Really aggravating to me.
Super chat money and
because
still hasn't bought
at the
new
end of the day,
shelves. Unbelievable.
What?
He said I still haven't bought new shelves. Hey, I here's the thing. I don't spend a ton of money on myself. I spend money on the business. And so it keeps me moving forward because I'm trying to, I firmly believe Geeks and Gamers is going to be huge one day, but I've got to keep putting that money back into the company. And I don't have right now, if we have a bad month, then I would have to make tough business decisions. Because obviously, if I didn't have the business operating at the level it was, I would have a lot more like padding or money, but like I just refunnel that money back into it because it keeps me motivated to keep working and keep making good decisions. If you get reluctant or if you get complacent, it's very easy. So obviously I keep enough to, have a life, but I don't try to like live like you guys saw. I got memed to hell the other day because I was in a fucking looked like I was in a Motel 6 in a corner, So,
I agree completely. Like you gotta, if you want to make something happen, you have to keep putting it back. And like every cent I earn from my books goes right into more books, better art, better voice actors, graphic novels. You have to keep it going back in to push stuff forward. You can't stop. You can't take luxuries if you want to make something.
And that. So I remember. So when I was making videos, then I remember. I know the internet very well. Even back then, I had a good kind of feel for things. So got with my family because I had registered Geeks and Gamers to my house because I didn't have an office. So my company was registered to my house. And when I started getting traction, I was like, probably need to move because there's people already hating on me online right now. And it's very, very easy to find where I live. And so I was like, I hope I'm not making the wrong decision by moving so quickly, but that was clearly the right decision because yes, it was very easy to find. And that's a lesson for everybody. Like when you create a business, LLC, all that, like if you're almost always going to have to register your house as your place of business because they won't accept a PO box, which is a fucking bullshit flaw in the system, but they won't accept a PO box. So it puts you in, when people blow up from nothing to something, it puts you in a very tough spot immediately and anybody can find your residence.
Yep.
All right. Let me continue the video. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
What happened? I can't click.
This was really aggravating to me because at the end of the day, I don't mind if this is a woman. I don't care. I don't need to be told it's a female. I just want to find out if it's a good character or not.
I want to find out what.
So when I say I'm totally against the concept of forced diversity, I want to make it crystal fucking clear that the mere idea of diversity is not what I would deem to be negative in any discernible way. I am completely fine with any kind of character, be they female, black, gay, crippled, whatever, so long as they're a natural part of the character and isn't some focal point for the story.
They don't respect us. Because if they did, they wouldn't make the kind of comments that they make. They would understand the
Mark with a C.
They would understand our passion. They would understand our knowledge of the material and our love for the material. They would understand that, and they would handle it a lot more differently than they are. But that's not what we're getting. We're getting attacks. We're getting disrespected. If you really look at it, the questions that a lot of people are raising are legitimate.
So everyone's talking this. In the bottom left, you can see Grace right here. Didn't she also used to be one of you guys?
Wait,
no.
Did Grace Randolph under the alt-right?
Right.
Whoa, Grace Randolph.
One of us. One of us.
So skipping
Grace Randolph is hot now.
Ryan Johnson will start.
No, what the fuck, Shock Zulu? No, she isn't.
This is based.
We need some directors who are not white dudes.
Shaka Zulu, bro. That liver spotted demon.
J.J. Abrams.
Oh god.
Here we go.
Oh, by the way, Batman Cape Crusader is gonna suck because of J.J. Abrams. Just saying.
We have to be speaking Chinese. When you talk about racism, people get very amped up. They get all sorts of emotion, stuff like this. So let's take that out of this. Let's just imagine Star Wars is a restaurant right now, but Hollywood, for example, is a restaurant. So let's imagine there's this restaurant. It's been extremely popular for 40 years. People can come into it forever and ever and ever and ever. So what this restaurant starts doing is they used to always have potatoes in their meals. They used to always have potatoes in their meals. They never didn't have potatoes in the meals. But this restaurant, the quality of the restaurant goes down. And one of the big things in the quality of the meal is the potatoes are coming out extremely cold. But on top of that, the bathroom lights are out. The waiters are being extremely slow. And there's way too much spices. And then like,
his name's Diddy.
So basically, he's going over the example of when you have a restaurant that's popular with their famous dish of potatoes, and then it's undercooked, and then the waiters are slow, and then instead of wine, you get 7-Up, and then you complain to it. And so instead, the waiter accuses you as hating potatoes. So you keep, no matter how many times you clarify it, they keep pointing out to the accusation that you hate potatoes. Does anyone else have a problem with this restaurant with the same thing? And everyone else raises their hand, they have the same complaint, and then and so the waitress goes all, you must hate potatoes, you must hate potatoes, you must hate potatoes, and everything.
Yep.
And this goes on for like 6 months straight, and that's what.
I'd say they're serving tofu at this point. It's not even that the potatoes are cold. Getting tofu burgers.
Yeah, and the bathroom's light are off, and then you can't see where you're going. You're peeing all over your pants, and the waiter told you to go eat a dick because you don't like their potatoes or their services or anything.
Yeah, I remember Alex Becker's videos, so that's kind of crazy. I actually wouldn't mind like looking at some of my old videos and reacting to them sometime on the channel.
Oh, dude, make a series out of that, man. I would definitely tune in for those,
It'll
man.
be so cringe. I'll be roasting myself so much. I'll be like, look at this fucking loser.
Maybe I'll actually take a shot for once if you do that.
So Alex took all his videos down, so I don't know why he did that. I would have liked to watch them all again because I liked them.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Jeremy,
what's up?
Oh, Jeremy, like, just a quick question. I know we didn't get to talk about this, but what is your thoughts on Deadpool and Wolverine, real quick? I just wanted to know before.
I have not watched the trailer, and I'm not watching the trailer because I am genuinely interested in the movie. So I am going to see the movie because I do want to see it. And now, if I end up watching the trailer, like if we were live for Geeks Gamers Daily, if I was on that day, if we would have reacted to it, I would have watched it. But I've had no reason to watch it for content purposes. So I'm avoiding the trailer because I love Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. I'm not the biggest fan of Deadpool as the character, but I fucking loved Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool, the movies. I think they're fantastic. So, and then obviously just like all the stuff that they're going to be throwing in this movie, I am genuinely interested in this movie, and I think it's going to be probably has a chance to be pretty good. So I'm looking forward to it for sure. It's one of the
Do you think it's going to make $1 billion though?
I don't think it's going to make $1 billion. I think I don't think it's going to make $1 billion. I think that, I mean, it's the possibility's there, but it's got to be like, it's got to be some viral craze that's happening where people are just talking about moments in these movies, and that this movie does have that possibility. But if you look at like Deadpool 1 and Deadpool 2, they both did like what 850 million.
600 million, I believe,
no, they did like 800. They both made like 800, 7 or 800. It's definitely over 7, but I think they're like, it might have been over 8, but they're definitely over 7. Me and Ryan looked it up the other day on Daily. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. Right now, as it stands, I don't think it's a home run for $1 billion film, but it's possible. But I would put it like at maybe a 15-20% possibility it hits $1 billion.
Do you think anything Disney ever produces does $1 billion ever again?
Yes.
Well,
yes.
ever again is a long. Let's say like the next 5 years,
let's narrow it down to like the current regime, right? The lifespan of the current Disney regime. Do you think we ever get another MCU $1 billion hit? Do you ever think we get another Star Wars $1 billion movie or any of the current Disney?
It's a hard question to answer because there's so many variables that goes into it. But like, and I still haven't gotten over this, even though I know we're in a different world now. I still have not forgotten that the 2019 Lion King did $1.5 billion, which will never make sense to me on any planet. When I die and hopefully I'm going to heaven, that's the first question I'm asking God. How did this happen? How did the Lion King with Beyonce make 6 billion or 5 billion? Lord, I have to know. I know everybody else has questions about all these other things. I need to know how we live in that world.
What year was that?
2019.
They were still Disney was like they were printing money then, man. I mean,
yeah, I know. So
they shot the golden goose.
But like, okay, theoretically, because the MCU is going to continue to go downhill, we know that. Theoretically, in 2 years from now, if they or not even 2 years from now, theoretically in 6 months from now, 8 months from now, they make an announcement. Tony Stark, Iron Man with Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans, Captain America is coming back. The film's going to release in 2 years. That's going to make $1 billion. Yeah. It's going to make $1 billion.
Yeah,
but they're not. I don't think they're going to do that. But they can. Theoretically, in 2 years from now, after they've continued to run Star Wars in the ground, and they're like, we're going to come out with a legitimate Darth Vader movie. It's going to make $1 billion.
They can easily hire Lasseter back to Pixar and make $1 billion.
Yeah, they could, but will they is the question.
No, I don't see that.
And I don't think they will, but they can. And this is the whole problem with it. And Rip has mentioned this a lot. These things are layups, man. They're just a layup. Like Marvel, DC, Star Wars, Pixar, all these are layup. Just get people that care about the content, care about the history and the characters. You have a massive budget. It's a layup at that point, but they can't do it.
X-Men 97 was
all these resources being wasted. Like what I always focused on is Loki, the Loki show, because like Loki was my favorite character, right, in the MCU. Loved him. I was so excited for a Loki show. You've got Tom Hiddleston, a fantastic actor. You've got hundreds of millions of dollars worth of budget. You have all the resources Disney has, and you can say the same thing with all the shows, all these movies. it's time being wasted. Actors are getting older. This money, these resources are being wasted. A new generation is growing up with below subpar content, and it's just so much wasted energy and so much wasted resources.
It's
the
crazy.
standards are lower, and it doesn't give me hope. How could a generation inspired by the current crop of Marvel movies or Star Wars produce better stuff 10 years from now? Hell no. Hell, it's gonna get way worse. It's gonna be worse. It's just gonna be derivative of derivatives. It's just gonna keep slumping. I don't see billion-dollar movies happening anymore.
Well, like when you guys brought up about Cobra Kai earlier, and I remember when I was made aware of Cobra Kai, and I remember how it was presented to me, because this was during The Last Jedi when I was bitching about that, making movies, and people were like, Jeremy, if you're frustrated with Last Jedi, you need to watch Cobra Kai. And I'm like, what the fuck's what are you talking about? And they're like, yeah, it's the Karate Kid 30 years later. It's a YouTube Red series. And I'm like, what the fuck is YouTube Red? And then I'm like, they're like, they brought the original cast back. I'm like, the original cast is still alive? Like, this sounds like a disaster. This sounds horrible.
Were you already on YouTube when that happened too?
Yeah.
So you didn't even know the YouTube Red, and he's working with YouTube.
Didn't know anything about it. And so I was like, and enough people kept telling me about it. So I was like, okay, I'm at least going to watch the first episode so I can tell people to leave me the fuck alone about this. I watched the first episode. I'm like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen.
That's
I have to watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
I have to watch the whole thing. And then I'm like, and I'm making videos. I'm like, Cobra Kai destroys The Last Jedi with my whole clickbait and all that bullshit. And I'm like, guys, if you hate The Last Jedi, you've got it's no bullshit though. Like, it's exactly how Star Wars should have been 30 years later. And what do? What do they do? First episode of Cobra Kai, they bring us right back to it. And they open us up where you think we would open up, but not exactly, because they almost subverted our expectations a little bit. We open up with Johnny being drunk, you know what I mean? Yeah. And, and then we open up, with Daniel being like this massive celebrity and successful. And we're like, that's exactly what I thought. But in reality, Daniel's kind of the dick, and Johnny's the hero of the story.
The heel turn.
It's proper rewriting of history.
Yes.
Johnny is the Karate Kid.
That is how you subvert.
That's me.
Yeah.
That's you, baby.
It's great, man. It's great. And then of course, so what do? They establish you with the characters at first. And then they start slowly intertwining new characters into it. And Johnny says something extremely racist as soon as he meets Miguel, and we're all like, yes, okay, we've got racism, we've got alcoholism, we're connected with our old characters. I'm in for the ride. And yes, there is a diverse cast in Cobra Kai, and nobody fucking cares. Because it's awesome.
Dude, the little black kid they introduced, what's his name? I love him.
Priest, yeah. Season 2?
The young kid.
Yeah. Season 2, is that right? When they actually was it 3?
I think it might have been season 3 or
whatever his name is. He's fantastic, and his story, it's phenomenal what they did with it.
And the way he evolved.
His heel turn
his name is Kenny. He's in season. He got introduced in season 4.
Oh yeah, that
season
was
4.
Okay.
He took the Anakin Skywalker story, right? He started off so cute and like wholesome, and he's a good kid, and he's getting in for the right reasons. And then his turn to the dark side, brilliant stuff, man.
Yeah,
they wrote that so well, man.
Yep.
Yeah, Cobra Kai tells an awesome element that you're not allowed to tell in Hollywood anymore, and that's the relationship between the previous gen and the next gen. You need to tell stories from that perspective. The new generation's coming up, but they need to rely on the old generation, and they both feed off of each other. That's what being humans is, and you're not even allowed to respect the past, respect your elders, respect the last generation.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what I was saying before. Jeremy, do you think the Karate Kid remake or whatever you call it with Jackie Chan and whatever that kid's name should be renamed to Kung Fu Kid?
I mean, I saw that movie one time. I don't remember hating it. I don't remember loving it. I kind of just was like, okay, I remember being fine with it, but it's been so long. I don't really even remember that one. I really don't.
I think it's one of those movies I think is good, right? As a martial arts enthusiast, right? I gave it a pass. But the problem is, I mean, Will Smith's kid, man, he grew to be just the worst kind of fucking celebrity out there. I don't want to see any more like him or
for me.
for that matter. You know, like
Yep.
come on.
For me, the Kung Fu Kid, it's all right. I mean, Jackie Chan saves the whole entire movie or whatever.
Yeah,
I wish that
he
they
is
would
the
have kept the
movie.
fight
I'd
in.
rather watch
with,
Kung Fury.
No, I was gonna say I wish they would have kept
great.
that fight between him and the other coach inside the scene. I think it would have been a lot more better in the movie. So
Yeah.
Well, guys, look,
Alright,
I'm
folks.
gonna have to
Well,
get
at
out of
least-
here. So can I play myself out?
Yeah,
here,
we're about
King?
to end
Yeah, I'll
anyway.
do outros though, super fast. No, I'll go.
All right,
But
yeah,
guys,
no
listen,
problem, no
we've had a fantastic stream. Okay, up and coming YouTuber D-Day Cobra has been on. We talked about X-Men '97. We've talked about all kinds of stuff. I can't even remember. But listen, Vidal, he's got to bounce. Tell everyone what's going on with you guys.
Well, it's Vidal.
Vidal, same thing.
Look, Jeremy, I know you guys got a lot of good people of color on your show, but if you need one of the bad ones, man, I'm your guy, man. Put me on.
That's the way. That's the
Get
way.
that
right
motherfucking
there.
wrestling show started, man.
I know.
I was talking to Craig about that shit while I was at Orlando, and I mean, between the two of you guys, and I'm a wrestling enthusiast. I got a lot of wrestling connects, friends
Hell
in the
yeah.
industry, man. I would love to talk wrestling with you guys. So make that shit fucking happen, man.
Hey, seriously, anytime there's things that I'm like I mentioned, I want people yelling at me. Like you saying that might be the moment that's like, okay, let me do this. Like seriously, there's little things that motivate me, and I'm always so busy doing stuff. So when people say stuff to me, I do listen. And sometimes it's just like repetition. Like the more I hear it, but everybody wants the wrestling show.
I know you got a lot on your fucking plate, man. I don't envy that, but I appreciate what you guys do, man. So keep that
Thank you.
shit up.
I appreciate it, man.
You guys are the reason most of us are here. I think you guys woke a lot of people up. So
hell yeah.
199.
Nah, you make us comfortable to be ourselves, dude. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Are you saying this is a safe space? Because that's pretty fucking gay, man. I'm sorry.
Call me gay all you want.
This is our toxic space. This is how we can be ourselves.
There you go. That's more like
Well, we're not on Rumble yet, so
It's like how they
toxic.
keep bullying us. They keep calling us names. I guess what Jeremy's lesson is: embrace what they're calling it, because just turn it into a meme, and then it's like, this is who we are. So you don't have to be ashamed of what you are about. I guess
we don't have to be ashamed to be fucking men, is what you're trying to say, because we are fucking men, and that's the problem these days, apparently.
Most of us are blue collars.
Awesome having you on. You're welcome.
Yeah,
as
man.
always. Fantastic. See you all next week here. Or where are you gonna be next?
Who, me? Oh,
Yeah,
I don't know if you were passing it around.
No, you. I'm getting you out of the way.
Well, yeah, I got a couple of things going on, but we can talk about that. You can find me on Mondays, Chrissy Mayer's Wet Spot, emanating out of Anthony Coumier's studio in Manhattan every Monday.
Nice.
Not this Monday, Memorial Day. We're off, but the following Monday, hopefully, Chrissy will be back from her paternity leave soon, and we can get back to some comedy.
Yeah, I heard she renovated her wet spot.
Well, yeah, kind of. Yeah, I like that one. She might like it too, so I'll be sure to pass the word. But
I would like to highlight one last chat super fast. Timok says, "Hey Jeremy, since this is the only place where my chat won't get lost, shout out to the Steak Pit. I just want to thank you. I've been watching since G&G 2017, and you and the gang inspired me a lot."
I appreciate that, and like I don't want to. I just in reference to that, but there was a video that I don't know the name of the channel. It's like some kind of tea that like Nick Rekieta was promoting or something. He was a fan of Nick Rekieta, and he made a video a couple days ago talking about Rekieta. And I watched the video, and he was a fan, and he talked about like how upset he was with what was going on with Rekieta. And this is before today's news happened, but I watched that video, and it kind of hit home with me. Like that guy was talking about his experience with Rekieta as a fan and how he's disappointed with what has happened. And it made me realize, like, as content creators, we can never lose focus of what we have going on, because as much as I'm a content creator, I'm also a fan of people too. I watch people on YouTube. I want them to continue doing their thing. There's people that I watch that don't have any fucking idea who I am that I'm a fan of. And that's fine. Like, I'm just a fan, and just like people are fans of me and vice versa, there's nothing wrong with being a fan, but we always have to keep in check. And the fact that people are still with me since 2017 through all the evolution of G&G means the world to me. So I love hearing that. So it's good stuff.
Even though it makes you uncomfortable because you don't know why, we are grateful to you. Even though it makes you feel uncomfortable, you don't know why we're so grateful to you.
Yeah, I it's not that it makes me like it's a meme on my like with my friends. Like I do to my friends like that are on the team. Like don't fucking praise me on streams that are part of the team. You know, like that. But like, and I don't like getting compliments per se, but I do appreciate them. Like I was recognized. I get recognized a lot more than I ever thought I would get recognized. So I have to stop like scratching my balls and picking my nose in public because I don't know. Like I got recognized randomly at like a Target the other day, and I'm like, God, was it like scratching my ass or something? You know what I mean? Like
he was deep in there and shit.
You know, like every now and then you're like, but you gotta be cool. But it is always amazing to me if I get recognized, and sometimes like people come up to me and they don't know if they should like can talk to me, waste my time. I will tell you if I have to leave. I'll tell you if I'm busy, but yeah, I'm just a regular dude. So, but yeah, it's cool. It's cool. And, it's, that's why we do all the meetups and everything like that. So I'm looking forward to the next one.
Well, not trying to gay it up or anything, but you do set a good bar or standard for what an internet celebrity is supposed to be like in public. And I think you handle it well. So credit to you.
I appreciate that. I've learned from retarded people like Gary from Nerdrotic. So
there you go.
Speaking of retarded people, no, I'm kidding. Chris, listen, guys, MMA Chris is fantastic. He's been here every episode. He's always here. He always shows up. He's always on time. He's always very punctual.
And get him a fucking mic.
Chris? Yeah, he's fantastic.
I'm gonna buy him a mic. Okay? I promise.
You will buy me a mic, okay?
Chris is gonna have a good mic someday. But Chris, what have you got going on, man?
Okay, so I got about 4 things to shout out. So like the first one, it's gonna be the Dynamic Duo podcast. That's what me and my friend Adam are doing right now. We did have the Critical Drinker on there, and Jeremy, I would love to have you on there too, man.
Who? Critical Drinker? I never heard of him. Never heard of him.
I hope that guy can
2 million viewers, 2 million views.
Yeah. You know what? No, you're right. I met him, and this should inspire everybody. I met some guy. He's a little short guy, really, his name's like Critical Drinker. I met him in Orlando. He told me how big of a fan. I gave him a shout out, and I think I gave his channel a bump. So I think he's doing okay since my shout out.
Wait, is he really short?
No, he's not.
No.
He's pretty fucking tall. Actually.
Yeah, he is. He is.
Go.
Yeah.
No.
But definitely,
go ahead. Sorry.
But definitely, Jeremy, me and my friend Cannon Wolf would love to have you on the podcast. I'll if I could get your information, we'll take care of that. Second, Kings of Pop Culture. Follow us on Sunday. We talk about everything pop culture, no politics. We try to keep it fun or whatever. Third person to shout out is Fandom X with them crazy memes, you killing it, brother, and everything. And he's been going crazy. And then the last shout out is to
97, man. Let's move it along.
And then the last shout out is
his friends from the neighborhood and shit. Come on.
And then the last shout out. Shout out to the GCA guys, and you guys doing well. Jeremy, you got to get on that show, man. And yeah, that's it. That's it for me, man.
Hell yeah.
Right. I'm fucking
Left Eye Ego.
I love you, man.
Who's next?
So,
What you doing?
Dude,
Who's next?
so actually, I will be at Comic Palooza this weekend in Houston, Texas. Dude, yeah, we got to talk.
I'm gonna be there too. Sunday,
Okay,
I'll be there.
Yeah.
All right, we gotta speed this along, guys. We're boring, Jeremy.
My bad.
No.
We'll be there Sunday doing a live stream on pop culture.
Hey, he's got an
influence on
NSYNC
the
shirt
horror
on, okay? NSYNC was better than Backstreet Boys, so NSYNC was a lot better than Backstreet. So
Yeah.
we're cool, all right? We're cool with that.
Backstreet Boys is still ongoing. Did you know that?
Yeah,
What
well,
the fuck?
NSYNC is too. It's just called Justin Timberlake. So
Yeah. NSYNC won that.
For Destiny's
Justin
Child,
won.
Beyonce's solo.
But yeah, that's what I got going on. But dude, yeah, Grease, we'll talk, man.
For sure.
All right, guys. And a special guest of the night, D-Day Cobra Kai. Everyone here knows him. Like, I don't even know what the point of. Jeremy. What are you about, man? What do you do at the Snake Pit?
I just call out a lot of bullshit and praise the God Emperor Trump himself. But yeah, I appreciate you guys having me on. It's been awesome, a lot of fun, and this is a different kind of vibe for me because usually it's just like a different vibe. But we got to talk about a lot of different topics, which is a nice change of pace for me for sure. So yeah. Yeah, well, you know me. I mean, I'm very professional and very organized.
Highly organized.
But yeah, so I appreciate you guys. It's been a lot of fun.
Thanks, man. Thanks a lot for coming on. I appreciate talking to you and stuff. Shaka Zulu, man, I'm so sorry. Beardo Sagi Wafi. My bad.
That's right. I'm Beardo Sagiwafi. You can find me stuck in his beard. His mommy cuts me up for him every morning.
Oh my god.
I'll make it quick. I'm Shaka Zulu 12 on YouTube. I make YouTube videos and I stream on Kick Shaka Zulu 1. Had a great show. Awesome to meet you in Vegas, Jeremy. Had a blast on the show, and good night, everyone.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man. Dude, Shaka Zulu, one of the nicest people. Him and Jeremy Wormy in Vegas. I pulled up over Ryan Canal. Jeremy Wormy bought me coffee, and I laid on Shaka Zulu's lap. They took care of me. It was a good time, okay? It's all in my blog.
Kalen's working up his drink resistance. He's still working on it. He's still young. He got time.
I got withdrawals when I came home. I had to keep drinking because the migraines were so bad. We partied hard.
So, I guess I'm the last one to promote myself.
Actually,
yeah, go ahead, Johnny.
So y'all can roast me, y'all can clip this, okay? Because I'm so far behind on videos and games, okay? So I stream on 5 platforms: Rumble, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and Kick as well. So there's so many games I'm far behind, but I'm also planning to try and watch and review movies because I haven't watched Lord of the Rings, I haven't seen Beetlejuice, I haven't seen Karate Kid. And I'm not ashamed, but y'all can roast me as much as you want.
Oh, we will.
There's just so much that I just don't know about that I want to explore. And I'm just excited to go on all about it, you know? So, like, all is our passion for video games. If it wasn't for Angry Video Game Nerd, I wouldn't be interested in the NES or anything old. I also have to thank the Retroware TV crew when I met them years ago that they disbanded. And now many more of you are still doing your thing, that they can spread the passion to many more. And Jeremy as well, that is just like one of us, geeks and gamers all alike. So thank you.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Don't forget Nagranol, man.
I know, that's what I was saying.
Best mod.
Nagranol. All right, man. What's up?
Not much.
Clean
Just mostly
shaven?
modding for people and what?
Clean shaven? You got rid of
Me?
the
No, not really. You got a little
it looked
shadow.
good, dude, though. It looked good.
Jeremy got a comment, okay?
yeah,
I know y'all like to have your goatee and your mustache, but it's not. It's just me. I just think y'all look you look better shaven, just like because we all like to stay young as long as possible.
stay young.
Weirdo, I guess.
I just got. I don't know. I do whatever makes me feel like I do, and like I just wake up someday and I'm like, I'm gonna let it grow out, or I'm not gonna shave. And then the other day, I'm just gonna shave. So I don't really think about it much. Sometimes it's for the memes. Sometimes it's for the memes.
I want to ask Ryan.
I don't have that issue. I don't have anything.
I once called him Who Man's Shoe.
No, I want to ask Ryan to do the same to be OG.
Okay, we kind of like completely cut Nagranol off. Sean, do
That's all right.
you have anything you wanted to say?
I have a YouTube channel. I rarely,
He does.
I sometimes upload videos, like clips from games.
Yeah.
Like Helldivers, stuff like that.
Helldivers, man. We got more guys. More Helldivers
Oh,
streams
really?
on the channel now that whole debacle's over. Coming back sometime.
It's
whenever.
not really over, and I cover
It's
that
over
on
for
my-
me. I want to play the game.
Yeah, America doesn't give a fuck about the rest of the
I got it on
country.
PlayStation.
As long as I can play it, I don't give a fuck.
As
Yeah,
long as
it
I
doesn't
can
matter
play
to me.
it with people, I'm happy. Okay.
The culture
That's all
war
I
is
want.
never over, Kaylin. You're in for the long run, my man.
Yeah.
I feel like with
long
I think
All
we
right,
won.
well,
We
There'll
got a
always be
big
another
win.
thing.
Jeremy,
My
someday I
turn.
hope to race you Mario Kart one more
Yeah,
time someday.
you're really good at Mario Kart too.
Listen, guys, if you like non-political, woke, like good quality storytelling with character matters, check out my books. I got 10 fantasy books, epic fantasy, fantastic. Listen, book 3 of my Forging Valorant series is on sale for 99 cents for the next few days. Amazon does not let me do sales often at all. This is like a special occasion. So if you want to, scoop up some awesome books, good characters, good comedy, pretty fast paced, got a nice sale going on right now. I just released a 24-hour audiobook as well. This came out 4 days ago. This omnibus here, 24 hours of audio, 851 pages. Nagranol's dropping a link if you want to go on a rabbit hole of epic fantasy, have some fun. Listen, there's no gay characters. I'm sorry, but there isn't. And there's diversity, but it's because it's good. It's like, hey, this dude looks like this. Who cares? It's a good story. Some people are from Skelos, some people are from Loria, and they look different, and it's a good time. no Ellen Pages. But listen, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to episode 13. Man, like it's been 3.5 months now of Forging Fandom. It's been an awesome time. Honored to have our guests on today. And we'll be back next week for episode 14 and see what happens in the meantime. It's been a great stream. Does anyone else have anything you want to say before we close out?
Hail to the chat.
Hail to the chat. 199.
Smell you later.
Next time, folks. Hail.